Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy. Nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage.
Statistics, feelings.
And ourselves.
We stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds, let in the love,
and listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We will find peace in all the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find in this shining world. He was among us in every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black. Love will melt the ice and turn it back, and you will find the world. You will find the world. You will find the world. And when you find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a whole new world, a better place for our children's futures at stake. And you'll find, with music in your soul, laughter in your hearts, together we can grow a better place, with love in our soul. And you will find, together we can save it all. And you will find a place called home, where
So welcome everybody to Open Minds, Open Mic. This is a very special night we have. My wife and I put together a little feature for us. All right,
nice to see you. Nice to see you.
We're gonna go ahead and get this thing started off. It looks like we got the majority of everybody here. So my wife and I would like to start y'all off with this poem that we call Let Us In.
Let us in. We have
medicine.
Hello, fellow humans. How are you being? It seems we've separated at the seams, but still attached at the dreams.
I've been waiting at the gates until everyone awakes. I've seen our fate, and I'm shaking. My friends, I've seen the end, and I identify as everyone.
Technical, no more. Scores settled, bets won.
I identify as everyone.
Each heartbeat rotating around the sun.
I identify as everyone. Toward a new reality, the song has been sung. I identify as everyone. That's all that's left to do now is to come undone. I identify as everyone. All right. And so next we got this beautiful piece. It's kind of a
little bit of a back and forth.
A little bit of back and forth. This first one, it's a little dark. It's called Lost in Darkness. I wrote this while I was in rehab last week. But you know, everything can't be all sunshine and rainbows. So I've wandered in darkness that consumed my soul. Felt the claws rip into my flesh from a demonic chokehold. My brain is fucking broken. My heart has gone cold. Praying for answers, something to behold. I scratch at the walls at the edge of my mind, searching for something I may never find. Locked in a prison of my own doing, brace for impact. There's a storm a-brewing. Chewing away at what's left of my spirit, I guess I wrote this so you all can hear it. Calling for help, a sign, some time, not sure anymore. I fear I've left myself behind. So just turn your heads. There's nothing to see here. Just a shell of a man lost in darkness and fear.
Hey, mister, I missed ya. It's Miss KataLyst. Kissing through your queen in a cosmic lip sync. Sometimes I question this cataclysmic existence. At times it's so hard, but I'm hardwired into this mixture. Your fire, it flickers, a fire so blue. I desire you, so no more brew. Instead, for your head, here's a tincture that's tinkered up to fine-tune your finer features. A pack creature, he likes to be heard. Mooing at cows, you're fucking absurd. But you just keep blurting onward, towing us towards higher vibrations. We balance dire equations on the daily. Talented together, our voice, twerpendicular, slightly particular, slightly spectacular, but always on time. Your mind masters illusions, truly amusing, amazing it shines. Speaking truth through rhyming teeth, stacking the algorithm neatly to the schism of our heartbeat drum, together as one. Particles pushed together, I am tethered to thee. I adore you. I window you, my mystical Loki.
Man, when I think of your soul, my heart turns ablaze, shredding through darkness that led me astray. My feet keeping steps, heading your way. The light from your smile grips tight on my eyes. The sound of your laughter allows me to fly. Soaring so fast, there's no time to grasp at all of the hardships I'm surely to pass. The sound of your heartbeat is my favorite song. Your faith in me makes me feel strong. I gave you my vows. My words will not shatter. Either the booze or you, I choose the latter. I'm sober and clean with new purpose in life to please, protect, and honor my wife. I'll give it my all to create our dream life. Yeah, so if y'all all want to unmute and give it up for my beautiful wife here.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I believe in you. You can do this. You can do this. And
That was
behind
awesome.
you. That
Love
way
that.
was so.
You're not only
Thank y'all so much. And thank
you
y'all for
have
coming
done
out
it
for us.
every day. You do it every day. You do it. So you stick with that. You'll be. It'll get easier.
Yeah. And just to show my appreciation for all of you here and everyone who will watch this video later, I just want to say thanks, fam. The day I decided to create this space, I was looking for a safe place for me to find my voice and vent. Little did I know it would make a dent in this community. Gained poetic immunity. It's insane, all the people who flew to me. You all seriously grew on me. Open minds, open arms. Y'all showed me so much love, made me feel I could do no harm. It revitalized my soul, gave me purpose. The first show I did, I was so fucking nervous. By week 3, seeing what it became to be, a beautiful zoo full of creative creatures off the leash with the dopest features. It blew my mind how over time, the amazing poets stood in line just to share love and rhyme. I really need to get this off my chest. Being around all of you, I truly feel blessed. From the very bottom of my heart, thank you all for shining light on my dark. Y'all want to go ahead and unmute yourself?
Yeah. Right on. Thank you. Right back at you. Yeah. All the love.
Awesome.
Amazing.
All the love.
We got a flow going. We have an energy.
Glad to be part of the zoo, man. I could glad to be one of them animals in the zoo, man. I should appreciate that.
Does everybody feel it?
Welcome, welcome, man, welcome.
Does everybody feel it? Is it going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Feel it right here.
Yeah.
In the subcochal regions of my heart.
Yeah. So up next, just before we start round 1, we me and Gustav have some words to share with y'all. And it's called Illuminatus Syllabus. So Gustav, if you would like to unmute yourself and kick it off. The professor, the Magus, Gustav Salas.
Good morning, class clown. Come on in, sit your ass down. Welcome to Illumination Summation, a Robert Anton Wilson examination. Robert Anton Wilson, born January 18th, 1932, died January 11th, 2007, was an American author, futurist, psychologist, and self-described agnostic mystic.
Reality is what you can get away with. They call me over enlightened. I stay morphing water, bending sticks. Been born a god. I ain't frightened. Looking for a way to open their eyes. Let them know that light and love is on their side. Reality is ran by your own mentality. It's simple math. Feel it like gravity.
Belief is the death of intelligence. As soon as one believes a doctrine of any sort or assumes certitude, one stops thinking about that aspect of existence. Robert Anton Wilson, Cosmic Trigger, The Final Secret of the Illuminati. Here we find the essence of Wilson's questioning mind, seeking, ever searching, but maybe never to find. The answer as if there is but one. When you think you've got it, all thinking is done.
You're the one in charge of destiny. You want to test and see? Go ahead. Don't move your lips. Close your eyes instead. Say this in your head. Reality is mine. Reality is mine. Reality is mine. You hear that shit? Yeah, it's in your brain. You're the only one that can hear it. Does that make you insane? You know, they say hearing voices in your head is bad. Whenever I hear those voices, I feel glad to have a thought manifest in my soul. I use my intent to accomplish my goal.
We look for the secret, the philosopher's stone, the elixir of the wise, supreme enlightenment, God, or whatever. And all the time it is carrying us about. It is the human nervous system itself. Cosmic Trigger, Volume 1, Final Secret of the Illuminati. Can you see the implication of this class? A thought to knock you on your ass. What you seek is inside you all along. It's not outside of us. It's not even in your bong. The human nervous system is our network to the universe. Now, can you put this into verse?
Envisioning all of humanity as one, chilling together, relaxed in the sun. I don't hate. I don't see race. We were all born and will die in this place. Human sapiens, let's say it together. We are all one. We are all one. We are all one. When we unite as one, we can weather any storm. A true family we shall form.
The future is up for grabs. It belongs to any and all who will take the risk and accept the responsibility of consciously creating the future they want. Dare to envision utopia right now. Meditate on the way, the truth, and the how. Your homework will be a 3-page paper on the plan to accomplish this cosmic caper.
Whenever you can, simply lend a hand to all your brothers and sisters. We only live once, so please don't miss this chance to show love and forgiveness. Hugs and kisses, not bombs and stitches. Take some action. Don't be a witness. Stand up for this reality we can create. Let's break the cycle of violence and hate.
That is time, but I will leave you with this quote. Of all the brilliant things Wilson wrote, this says the most about the human condition. To share it with you, I've made my mission. Every fact of science was once damned. Every invention was considered impossible. Every discovery was a nervous shock to some orthodoxy. Every artistic innovation was denounced as fraud and folly. The entire web of culture and progress, everything on earth that is man-made and not given to us by nature, is the concrete manifestation of someone's refusal to bow to authority. We would own no more, no more, and be no more than the first ape-like hominids if it were not for the rebellious, the recalcitrant, and the intransigent. As Oscar Wilde truly said, disobedience was man's original virtue. Class, that's Robert Anton Wilson, and this has been Illuminatus Syllabus. Thank you.
Let's unmute and give it up for the Magus.
Yeah, that was an incredible, that was a nice,
that was
collaboration. Yes. That was dope.
That is a true elder.
When I heard you say Wilson, I thought you meant Woodrow Wilson, but no, it's you.
Nice.
No, I see where you're going with that.
All right.
That's great.
We're gonna go ahead and start off round one now. First on the list here, we got Nayma Chamchoun, and she is always just so amazing with her words. And she's over in London, so it's late there. She stays up late just to bless us with her words, and we're so thank you. So Nayma, I'll give the mic to you.
Thank you. First poem from my collection, David the Wordy Wilds of a Mind Under Lockdown. Writing on reefer. The tap of keyboards, trails spill from the mind, imagination ablaze, a brainstorming haze, ideas plucked and refined, thoughts and words interweave, the block dissolving, expression evolving, Kerouac emerging from the weeds, and frequent gulps of dark, sharp sourness, sickly sweet with a dash of cream, a tug at the conscious stream, snowy ribbons drift up to the cornice, a searing marigold flare, the subconscious seeping out of confinement to chart and captain the assignment, drifting, with the flow of the flare, singing life is but a dream, siphoning the heart of emotion, bleeding in eloquent motion, born of flight of fancy's gleam. Time's new Roman, castigating on white, je t'accuse, I'm used, plucking strands of psyche for my playful delight. The moving finger writes, and having writ, lands the plane on the strip, doused in earthy Columbian sips, mulling over the letters the mind submits. Thank you. And
wow, let's everybody unmute and give it up for Nayma. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Nayma, right on, yeah.
It was just so smooth with so much power in it, and it was just so smooth. Like,
the second piece is one called Mother and Son. At that moment, how we laughed, each squeal infecting the other as we struggled to recover, uncontrollably, ludicrously daft. The ecstasy we wept, unrestrained, quivering chests heaving with glee, the freeing laughter of juvenility, mine then, yours now, a portal in time when our aspects aligned, a beautiful feckless fool's domain. My darling boy, how I adored you, a cascade of joy, lifting the heavy hue, happiness remembered, save, replay, enjoy. So breezily unaware of the ease that you bring, a sorrow-soothing hymn, a saving answered prayer, aching bellies and bodies folded, gasping for air in between, choking chuckles, our bliss beautifully molded, the air asinine as our legs buckle, a pocket of elation, a keepsake of mine, where memories convene. Thank you.
Excellent. Let's give it up for Nayma with another
Nayma, right on, yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
I swear every time we listen to you, our intelligence goes up some.
Yeah. Very vivid image.
Again, I feel the vibe go up with that.
Yeah, every time, man. She just
We're gonna push
brings that.
the ceiling. We have to get to the ceiling. That's the idea.
Yeah, we pushing it all the way up to the ceiling, baby. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So next on the list here, I know you just heard from him, but we want to hear from him twice. We got the Magus, Gustav Salas. Everybody, give it up. Go ahead, unmute yourself, brother.
So I'm going to grab the first thing that comes up, and it is something I did for the no theme theme at New Eurekan Poets Cafe was no theme, and this is No Theme Dream, a psychopharmacological grotesque. At first I'm an astronaut holding your purse. Then I'm a pirate, driving a hearse, running down alleys, mysterious smell, took too many red pills, I'm crawling on nails. Trust me to do this, it never fails. The top of my head swells like a balloon. If you were to see it, you'd surely swoon. Finding a squid phone, I made a call. Under the ocean, that says it all. Daring to push meat up onto the shore, solo cold blue feet, I wanted more. I'm trying to tell you, I overdosed. If I don't come down soon, my brain will be toast. Okay, this is for a contest I saw on Instagram. It was ekphrastic poetry about a series of paintings on chaos, with the emphasis on Oz. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. I don't know what's in store. Chaos abounds. It's getting pretty freaky. Get some oil. The Tin Man is squeaky. The Scarecrow is thinking, if I only had a brain. The Cowardly Lion is afraid of the rain. So off we go to see the Wizard of Oz, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. The Wicked Witch is after us without a pause. Surrender, Dorothy, she writes in the sky. She's after those ruby slippers that caught her eye. Follow, follow the yellow brick road. Hear my entreaties, listen to my ode. Close your eyes and tap those heels. I can't tell you just how good this feels. There's no place like home, or so the saying goes. Ask the wizard, I'm sure he knows. Okay, I think I have time for one more, yes?
Yeah, you can slide it one more, man. We always want to hear one more from you, buddy.
Okay, this is called What is Reality? What is reality? If it is thoughtful analysis you seek, give me some acid and call me as I peek. I'll have it all figured out, wrapped up neat without a doubt. What is reality? I've been chasing that white whale like I was Captain Ahab. If I don't slow down, I'll end up in rehab. Reality Ranger, reality stranger, reality winner, reality sinner, reality assassin, reality passion, reality incantations, reality sensations. Reality is the only word in the language that should always be used in quotes. Thank you. Cheers.
Let's all unmute and give it up for the Magus.
Reality winner, reality sinner.
Yeah, that was great. Never disappoints.
Love that.
Yeah.
He never disappoints.
All right, so next on the list, we got Atlas. So if you want to unmute yourself, I know it's your first time here, man. I'm excited to hear from you. The mic's all yours, man. Let us get that blessing.
Okay, this is called You Can Say. You can say you talk to someone, even if they've never heard your voice. You can say you've heard from someone, even if you have no idea what their voice sounds like. You can say you saw someone, even if you were never anywhere near them. You can send several text messages to someone in a row about insignificant things, but if you call and expect them to answer, it has to be an emergency. You can call someone your friend, even if you've never met them. You can say literally when you really mean figuratively, or for no justifiable reason at all. You can say you're a nonconformist, even if you look and talk just like all of your friends. You can say you advocate for free speech, even as you're telling people what they shouldn't say. You can say you hate labels, even if you're one of the many people constantly creating new ones to go by. You can say you care about a cause, even if you've never done a single thing to help it. You can say that you stand with those suffering from war, even if you're sitting in your comfy, safe living room. You can claim to care about the state of the world without even knowing the first names of your neighbors. You can sever ties with someone you've known most of your life if they don't agree with an opinion you have about a complete stranger. You can say you support women's rights as long as you never, ever question what an actual woman is. You can have sex with a girl that was a guy 2 years ago, but it doesn't mean you had sex with a 2-year-old girl. You can tell your kids to stay away from drugs, but still force them to take 4 pills before you allow them to go to school. You can say you have ADHD, even if all you're really saying is, I'm easily distracted. You can say you're chemically depressed, even if you're just dealing with a temporary, difficult moment in your life. You can fill your song lyrics with blatant statements that you're going to overdose. But when it happens, your family can say, it was totally accidental. You can advocate for the legalization of a drug because there are people who need it, even if the goal is to get it to people who just want it. You can call it social media, even if it makes you antisocial. You can refer to it as a feed, even though it's people starving for attention. You can ask people to follow you, even if you're actually going nowhere. You can ask complete strangers to help you pay your rent, but they're not allowed to know where you live. You can call them your fans, even if you intend on blowing them off every chance you get. You can send death threats and spread rumors to get someone fired, as long as you say that you're being bullied and you're the victim. You can come out of prison for something you did 10 years ago and expect a fresh start, but you deserve to lose your job for something you said 10 years in the past. You can say whatever you want on social media, but you are not allowed to unsay any of it. Almost done. You can criticize someone based on how they vote, even though politicians change all the time, but you can't criticize people based on how they spend, even though rich people only become richer and more influential. You can claim to despise big companies but still buy all of their products and have the audacity to wonder why there are less jobs. You can order everything to be delivered to your home and still claim to care about the environment as you throw away all of the plastic, styrofoam, and cardboard resulting from your laziness. You can get into a car with someone you don't know. You can stay at the house of someone you don't know, and you can have sex with someone you don't know and not be judged for any of those things as long as you paid each one of those people for it. You can believe in politicians, even though they change their words constantly. You can believe in scientists, even though they change their facts frequently, but you should definitely not believe in a book that hasn't changed a fucking bit in hundreds of years. Finally, you can call country music racist, even though it never talks about killing black people, but rap music isn't racist, even though most of those lyrics specifically talk about killing black people. These are all the things you are perfectly, legally, socially allowed to do, but you definitely fucking shouldn't. Thank you.
Everybody unmute. Give it up for Atlas.
That was a good trip right there. Intense trip.
Welcome to Open Minds, my friend.
I would love to hear that again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that whole
thing. You should post that, even though that's anathemic to what you're saying. But post that somehow. Posting it, would it be wrong to post what you just spoke?
It'll be on the YouTube video as long as he don't opt out, man. Look for it next week.
Anything I share, send far and wide. I even put a link tree in the chat. I'll set it up again. It's ridiculous what you're allowed to do, and it's even more ridiculous all the things that society keeps conditioning people not to say and do.
Yeah.
But thank you all for the support.
That was an amazing poem, man. That
was great. That kick butt.
All right. Wow, Atlas. You're welcome to the family, brother. You are welcome. Next up on the list, we've got Dee Allen. So Dee Allen, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself and bless us with those words.
This is a new poem called Monitor. Light shined on my path, radiating from one black Dell laptop computer monitor. Curiosity took hold of my fingers, tapping the keyboard, hand on mouse, following the light source. Meeting ID, and then passcode, and then white waiting room, and then the light I sought manifested as 40 poets and squares on screen, my element, my people, my audience. I adored a light I discovered. The light adores me in return. With each line I exhale, stanza I spit into the monitor, into the Zoom room, claps, snaps, and emoticons.
Everybody unmute and give it up for Dee.
I like that. That's cool how you just encapsulated this moment, man. Like, yeah.
He even threw it up on the monitor for us.
That was a new poem called Monitor.
All right. Excellent. So
I did enjoy that. I enjoyed it.
So next is
Diane Ward. Yeah, we got you in there. Go ahead and unmute yourself and bless us with them words.
Thank you. Well, I am produced James Gonzalez, and the book is called Points of Transition by Henry James Gonzalez. And this is called Vulnerability. Blatant. These moments, as if the earth's rotation stops to listen, as if the moon peers over the horizon to look as if the sun, in all its heliocentricity, becomes just another celestial body orbiting our existence. After a weightless query, when did you fall in love with me? When I felt my heart could cry tears of joy because I was happy. Your idiosyncrasy soothed me. The lulls of that occasional melancholy were supplemented by your presence. Do you want to know when I fell in love with you? I would wait with eager grin in hope it was my smile, my humor, my easygoingness. Self-serving curiosity aside, I asked, when? When you made me feel safe to be myself, because I've never known anyone like you who could be so open, reveal so much, and still be steadfast. That was when I knew. That was written by Henry James Gonzalez. The book just came out, Points of Transition. And then the second piece I want to read is by Kimberly K.M.A. Anderson. Do I Look After Him? I'm on the back cover, and it's called A Prayer of a Peaceful Fool. Call me the peaceful fool that prays and hope that my plea for peace could reach the ears of God. I try to raise my voice so that it might be louder than the chants that incite lawlessness and call for war, louder than glass doors and windows of stores shattering, louder than the bombs and bullets that rain down on the streets of KataLyst, louder than the sirens that intensify the images in my mind as my country burns. The peace that once was is now filled with the stench of smoke and gunpowder. Day by day, this monster grows, seeking to devour all in its path and waters the soil with blood, only nourishing the seed of hate. I once wrote that I feared for when the ground beneath my feet would start to speak. I also fear that they may no longer be a ground for me to stand upon. So I pray. I know my sins are many, and I am not worthy to ask of anything of you. But if you hear me, consider my plea, for I am just a peaceful fool, holding on to hope, hope that we might heal again. I pray the streets are no longer battlefields, that violence is no longer our only form of communication, and destruction is a thing of the past, that growth as a nation is all we strive for. This is a prayer. This is my prayer, the prayer of a peaceful fool. Thank you. I'll put their information in the chat. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Let's unmute and give it up.
Diane.
Beautiful.
Always a great read.
Yeah,
always
your
amazing.
voice, always amazing.
Your voice is really not great. I mean, that voice. You know?
Yeah. So I kind of want to slide Tori in there so we get a little comedic relief here halfway through the poems. So Tori, let's make us laugh. Everybody unmute
Yeah, you guys can all
yourselves.
unmute if you feel comfortable. I'm gonna switch up the vibe in here.
Oh,
A little
look at
purple.
Yeah, push it
It's
up.
funny. It's the comedic timing because I was listening to Diane and I was thinking, I can't follow that. I'm just gonna.
No.
And
You
now I'm
comedian
cowering
bailed
in
on
fear.
us,
I'm over
so.
here. No, for real, this mic makes me more vulnerable, which is interesting because like I'm at home sitting down, you know, like this is my main vibe. Like to do sit down comedy is kind of my dream. So to have stumbled into this, like quite literally, I live with chronic pain and I have my cane. Her name is Abel. Yeah, that one usually kills.
Yeah, no, it's good. We're wounded now.
And you guys know the phrase OPM, other people's money? You've heard of this OPM as
I'd like to hear
it's great to spend OPM. So I was thinking about this recently and I was like, how about OPC, other people's children? Like I'll just microdose parenting by babysitting instead of actually going through the whole like becoming a parent. I think that is just expensive and quite frankly overrated. I look at people my age who have children and I'm like, you lived in a pre-Roe v. Wade world and you still have a child? I don't understand. I was writing a blog post today. I dropped my link. I didn't drop it. I'll drop it right now. Perfect. So that's my link. I was writing a blog post today about choosing to be child free. And you know, I wrote in there, I was like, I live with my grandma, you know, and at my age, she already had 2 school-age children. All I have is herpes from some guy with 2 school-age children.
Oh my goodness.
You know, he was like, you got time for another blowjob? I got to pick my kids up from work. And I was like, all right, bad life choices. Definitely should not be a parent. I had some real like pregnancy FOMO back when I was 23 though. And it turns out God loves abortion is all I'll say on my flirtation with parenthood at 23. Let's see, what else did I want to incorporate here today? Recently quit tobacco, which is like, was big for me because I was the type that would be like chain smoking to the View in the morning. You know, it'd be like 11 o'clock and I'd have my like black coffee and my hand rolled cigarette and I'd just be like peacing out to Whoopi and the ladies on the View. But I quit because I got hit with that big C. They found colon cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I basically quit that day. I was just like, I gotta put it down. So I put that shit down. I'm still flirting with the marijuana though, you know.
It'll help.
I love that vibe. I've been rolling like CBD joints. So like I've been smoking a little like herbal blend. That's been keeping me going, and then my little vape pens are always good to have on hand. Always good to have on hand, especially when you're one of those chronic pain kids like me. We covered that. We covered my cane's name is Abel. Good
so when
God.
she loses it, she's literally disabled.
Yes. Oh, this is a good one. So I'm bipolar, I'm bisexual, and I am that bitch that rolled her bicycle to bankruptcy court. Yeah. When I lived in California, times were real hard. My rent was just a thick stack of parking tickets. Couldn't get through. People from California know what a 5150 is. I don't know if anyone's from California or anyone just knows what a 5150 is. Yeah. My grandma likes to call it a girl's trip. But really it's a trip to the psych ward. Yeah. She doesn't necessarily agree that I medicate my psychosis into submission. Just really like whip it out of shape there. I am the Depakote queen. Keep those pills popping. They put me on one, it turned me crazy, and then they were like, let's just put her on 3 more. That'll do the trick. Just like modern pharmacology. Working its magic. Yeah. I already said that. I think I'm going to wrap it up. You guys have been fantastic. Love the energy.
Yeah.
It's great to see your faces. And
everybody.
Love the comedy in the middle of the poetry.
Sorry, I missed the beginning of your set. You're funny.
Thank you.
You were. It was really funny. Seriously.
Yeah, it's always so good to have a little bit of comic relief in the middle of these poetry sessions, man. Like, we love it. We love your story. Thank you so much for showing up and showing out. Like, oh, bless. All right, so coming up next is E. Cole. I don't think you've been to an Open Minds event yet, have you?
No, this is my first one. I mean, because I'm finally have a Friday off. So
welcome.
Friday to start out.
Welcome.
Yeah, so I'm just, man, man, y'all don't know what this do for a cat like me, man. I sure appreciate it, real talk. Get some conservativity about myself. I call this piece right here, Plant My Flag, Poetry Pimping. My only authority in poetry is poetry. And since she paid me a choosing fee, she chose to be the servant under my authority. She'll run the track and stay in line out of respect for my mind. She stands behind while I shine. And at the same time, she working her jelly to help perfect my grind. She the bottom bitch by choice with a top-notch voice. Always on time. Cool, smooth, bold, and kind. But she will get through protecting this heart of mine. And even when she's told to leave the madness behind, she'll put the pen to the line and compose a homicide. She promised me forever, and she ain't never lied. Poetry, baby, you earned your authority. So let me scoot over and enjoy the ride. Come on and get in this front seat, baby, and take it for a drive. Home.
Yeah, that was fire. Welcome to the family.
Right on, Emmanuel. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah.
So good.
Appreciate you. So this second piece that I'm fixing to do, this is me going ahead and letting folks know that I'm a poet for real, and this is what I is. My poems be Debo like Cleo. They set it off in this bitch. My poems is my toilet. Cause what I script is a shit. My poems sometimes need a diagnosis because my scripting is sick. It's from a dope dealing, gangbanging pimp from South Dallas with 2 baby mamas. My poems is real as it get. If a poet really want to war with me, then his ink will create no more of thee. My poems be my therapy. Ink is the fee. I'm an OG in the noun and the verbs. My poems put they work in them. Speculation just drop and die. And my poems ride off in a hearse with them. My poems ain't no cartoons, but if I stops writing, my absence gonna be smurfing them. My poems be blitzing, taking over, keep this shit from getting boring. My poems standard always up like in the morning. My poems more cat than Kevin. Real talk, never corny. And these poems is just some spawn. Your poems don't want to see my poems out in the street without they homies. And your poems ain't moving because they know me. And your poems know my poems got homies. Your poems are hope with no cojones. My poems be exclusive, one and only. My poems be the suffix and the prefix. Nothing better come before me. Nothing better coming after. My poems be the spectacular grand finale. So just call this poem the final chapter. Poem.
Yo, that shit was so dope, man.
Yeah.
You got something.
Awesome.
Fire.
You got something with that, man. That's technique right there. That's his technique.
I love the cadence.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, he's got a different.
Hey, much respect, much love, brother. Welcome to Open Minds, man. We hope you get more Fridays off so you can be here more. Like, yo, we feel truly blessed,
I'm
Quit
here,
your
I'm
job.
here.
Come with us every Friday. Quit your job. Come with us.
Well, I have decided to take a few months hiatus, so I probably won't be going back to work till January. So y'all can guarantee y'all can have me up in here down there every Friday.
Yeah,
I sure
we'll be
appreciate
here
y'all.
with you, bro. Yeah, love it, love it. All right,
Magus, I'm letting you know now. I wrote something that you said down, something that was just so profound, and I'm gonna find me a way to use it. I promise you, you will. I'm letting the world know as of this moment that you get all the credit for sparking an idea in me. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I promise you. Thank you.
I am honored. What did I say? What did I say? I'm curious.
You told us that reality is the only word in the language that should be used in quotations.
Word.
Or to use that, I just don't know how. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Just remember who said it first. Gustav Salas.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Style.
Yeah, hey, and that's what we all about here at Open Minds, Open Mic, man, is just creating a community, yo, feeding off one another, man. We got a creative space here. We got some amazing people from all over the world that show up with all different styles of poetry. We got musicians, comedians. Like, I love this place. Like I told y'all in that thank you poem earlier, like, I just love y'all all, and I appreciate you guys being here. We got a wonderful poet coming up next. We haven't seen her in a while. My wife and I missed her. It's Carmen Gill. So go ahead, Carmen, unmute yourself and share them words with us.
Thank you. Okay. This is a freestyle and it's called How Could I Not? How could I love women? Have you not seen the way those curves look? When they curve up as they laugh, that smile, it could melt an iceberg, stuck on an ice mountain in the middle of the North Pole. Have you not heard their voice when they're on the brink of sleep? How the chuckle has a way of slowly coming up your spine and encasing you in a warm hug that lingers for hours and days. The chuckle that makes you smile to yourself when you're at work, reminiscing about them. How could I love women? How can you not? The brilliance that comes out of their mind, syrup words that become slurred beauty, slipping into the ear canal and nestling in, becoming the lullaby of my life. A woman has endless bounty that comes from her just existing. Words that heal your heart, a touch that is so gentle, it cures the precarious soul that needs the most comforting. A smile so bright, you can forget to pay your light bill, and that smile is luminous enough. A voice so soothing, it cradles you to cloud nine. You ask me, how could I love women? And I ask you, how could you not? Thank you.
You're on mute. Give it up.
Right. We want more. We want more. More.
Yeah, more. Yeah, if you got another one, we would love to hear it.
Yeah, I would love to hear it. Yes.
Okay, I do have another one.
It's kind of erotic, but it's really nice. I get it.
Thank you. This one is a little different, but it's a freestyle, and it's called Yes, I Shrink. I am not shrinking myself for you. I'm shrinking myself for me, for my sanity, the need to not become paralyzed in this room that I do not want to be in. I do not care about the numbers on these pages. They do not benefit me or go into my pocket. I am not shrinking to make things easier for you. I do not care if you need the space. My presence will still be here, whether you enjoy it or not. Shrunk or spread out, I look different than you. Doesn't make me less than. I am not shrinking for you to feel comfortable. I am shrinking to allow myself grace. From annihilating you in the field you believe you are an expert in, yet you do not have the degree or time put in to know where to even begin to run this place. So you hire me to be your pawn and convince them to stay. I may be quiet, but oh, I am so mighty, for I have been in their shoes, the countless nights of work with no pay, the empathy and compassion that we pour day in and day in and day in, while we run out and no one to put into us. You hired me. You believed I would do as you say, all because on paper I passed, in person I passed, yet you are the expert who could not see that this job is truly beneath me and everything else here, which is why I won't convince them to stay. I will put into them when they spend countless time making plans and lessons without pay. I will remind them to act their wage. Even when we're blessing minds with knowledge, you see, we will not shrink for you. I will not shrink for you. I will shrink for me to allow myself to be and gain the energy, confidence, ammo I need to annihilate you in the field. You once believed you were higher than me. Thank you.
Yeah, Carmen. Wow.
Nice, great. That's great.
Give it up for Carmen.
I'm not sure. I mean, some of the imagery is hitting us, I think.
For sure, man. She always comes with
awesome.
such powerful pieces, man.
Awesome,
she
Carmen.
paints a picture with her words. Is
Thank you.
amazing.
You just
Thank you for
poetically
showing up. We missed you. We missed you. I hope we see you again next Friday.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, so next we got Kristi Scribbles.
Yeah.
Unmute yourself and let's hear it.
Okay, glad to be here tonight. You guys always uplift me. I am a channeling poet. I believe the division in our society is the problem. It is not us and them, it is we. And until we all understand that, we will never be free. They teach us to fight against each other, and we don't even see the problem, right? Fighting against each other when it's all controlled by the money up top. Anyway, little light subjects for tonight. Okay, this is one of my older pieces. Here we go. I am racist. It is in me as it is in you, bred into us inside this country. Inside our culture, the faulty foundation of the house we live in. Stop denying it or defending it or being appalled by it or surprised by it. It is in me as it is in you, pulled through the bloodlines up from the roots, rooted in division.
in the differences, in the supremacy, in our past. It is in me, I am racist, you are racist, we are racist. Not because I chose it, but because it chose me, given to me, bred into me, steeped into us. The tea is thick with it. The veins, they pulsate it. The belly corseted inside it as it tightens the strings and shapes us in unnatural ways. The ways that it tugs at us to spread the false narratives of America's snatched waist. A waist that holds it all in. Holds it in, feels like suffocating, feels like a lie because it is a lie. Been taught to us from the young of age, but we are not so young anymore. And the time has come to release it, to cut it off, to expose the flesh of the belly of this country. It is time to say it. Just say it. I am racist, you are racist, we are racist. It is in our bones and the flesh of our ancestors. It is a fact. It is a fractal repetition that loops on repeat inside our culture, our heritage, ourselves. It is in us. It sits here now. And it skews the view of how we see it, of how we act, of how we react. So just accept it and own it and change it, talk about it, about the belly, allow the fat to fly, allow the belly to breathe, allow the bulge to speak it, release it, say it, I am racist, own it, I am racist, free it, I am racist. Now that that has been said, and is out of the way and shouldn't be surprised to anyone anywhere. Anyhow, let's change it and rebuild it and rethink it and relearn it and redefine it. But first we must own it to understand it and mean it and say it. I am racist. You are racist. We are racist. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Kristi always with the business. The energy.
Yeah, Kristi, you missed what we spit earlier, but like you were right on topic with that.
That's
like we were all one. Like, yo, that's so crazy. You came with that poem. Like you were right on topic with what we had going before you showed up, man. Like, wow, synchronicity.
The first step is admitting it. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and then
I totally get where you're
right.
Yeah.
Cause we are all one family. We are all one family, man. Yo, that was amazing.
Wait, are we a mafia?
We could be a mafia.
That would
Cosa Nostra.
Oh no, the word
the brokest mafia I know of, but you know,
the word family is mafia. It's the same word for family in Italian.
Well, we are all one race, and that's the human race.
Yeah,
that's correct.
And
it branches out and differs, but those should be celebrated.
Exactly, man. We should
doing?
celebrate our differences, our ethnicities, our cultures, and we should combine them all to create something
cool
beautiful. You know?
It's the
we all got a piece of the puzzle to bring to this beautiful table, you know? All right. So up next, CP Mays, man, welcome to Open Minds. I know we met yesterday, and you just blew my mind, and I'm so excited to have you here. I hope we see you here every Friday. Let's all give it up for CP Mays.
Can y'all hear me? Yeah, okay. So how I was hitting you on the back channel, you know, trying to make sure I came at the right time or whatever. So I set my alarm on the iPhone. When it went off, I was like, oh shit, I gotta brush my teeth, take a shower. Oh shit, I can just show up with no bottoms. This is virtual. Let's get this going. So here's a new piece I wrote for class. Let's see if I can pull it off. Earth is fresh out of vacation days. Passing off another childproof prescription cap off as a graduation cap off as a milestone off, slightly in left brain off. getting to a great saint's brain to keep up or keep down the liquors and antidepressants. Tomorrow's karma has already taken off with a half-naked hangover to get dressed up in an insecurity to be worn at the next one of my local pity parties. My cheeks are a garage where I park my problems, knowing that I can't stop misspelling I love myself. My tongue rides around dictionaries with no collision insurance. If we were meant to be our God's little proteges, then heaven must be a place where broken toys go to play. So if God doesn't speak American, we're all fucked. The meek, the Messiah, and the rest of middle management still believe that Jesus stole the election, still stay storming the Capitol, still collecting in collection plates. Our living God deserves an unemployment check. Her tongue often ran red lights, rolled through stop signs, and sped through school zones where childish men still play with childish insecurities that they never learned to grow out of. Believe Merlot, Malbec, and Moscato with a touch of Susie Homemaker's Xanax was the best for cul-de-sac living. She believed more in drink special strangers with their bum cigarette conversations than soccer moms. Believed less in men who were too 401k sober to enjoy her drunk off-life art for survival. She didn't believe in soulmates as much as she did in one-night stands. She barely escaped her last car wreck relationship with her airbag ego attached 3. Tinkerbell is placing bets that they won't bury her in the same birthday suit she was fucking born in, snorting timelines cut with pixie dust, sprinkled and rolled in fig leaves. How can you judge us addicts when Christ got stoned so many times that he died? Snow White's pressing sexual assault charges against Prince's lack of consent charming for kissing her without her unconscious. Keep karma at distance and pray that she doesn't crack her knuckles. And I'm missing about a couple, y'all. I can't come up with the last 2 lines to end the poem, and it's driving me crazy.
That was epic.
No, that was
What the hell?
Oh my God.
Voice. You have a voice.
All right, tight.
Yo, I'm hoping
you can't
inspire you to get them last 2 lines.
That was it.
CP, you can't give us a dope. And then when it get down, it's just about this much of the blunt left. You just put the blunt out there, ain't nobody gonna smoke no more.
Man, that was word. Word.
Hey, welcome, brother. Welcome.
Talent you got.
Yeah.
You got it going on, CP Mays.
Trying to get there, man.
Yeah, welcome to Open Mind.
Okay, you're there.
Like those airbags.
You were always
the details.
Yo, so
second rotation or one more?
Yeah, if you got another short one, man, we'd love to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, got you. This one, it took me 3 weeks and 4 other artists and conversations in the wee hours of the morning to help sculpt the ending. So I got an ending for this one. Let's see how it goes. It's called Transmission Keeps Slipping. Pray that you didn't miss the bus. There's an energy drink dancing down your throat, and all you can contemplate is creators on the moon. Last night you dreamt that you were a carnival act, being blasted 50 feet into the air from a cannon in the cute girl's mouth. She simply said, I loved you. Like I loved you was never guilty of being a flight risk, could ever safely land a cracked heart and crooked smile. Beware of first-class tickets to tumbling boulders. Beware of all boarding passes and weight limits of all of our unchecked baggage, carried off by ghosts and remixed into our own power ballads. Beware of hard rock bands crack rocked out guards with their groupies and their backstage passes, and the fallen and their fallen and their hard-hitting headstones that just keep falling for headaches and encores with mudslides, voted most likely to not be mistaken and or taken lightly in fist fights with lightning that ain't never seen anything of my likes, ain't never scared anything that I'm fucking like. I'm no longer fighting gods for their innocence, no longer fighting for my slipping grips on my own innocence. Now I'm fighting over unholy warlords, bench warrants, every guilty ongoing, going in and on and off in every one of my convictions and their guilty sentences, as if all I grim reaped wasn't all I ever sowed, as if I wasn't always harvested from fruitful grapes of wrath that wasn't always all ready to come in with what wasn't always bruised skin, a headliner headlining a headstone right now. My father's name is still starring in an unmarked grave, so no longer am I a son of a gun CP Mays. Now, I'm that son of a bitch that keeps calling God out by his goddamn government name, pulling up to every collection plate bent off a bottle of Clark Kent, smelling like leave me the fuck alone. It's so hard, y'all, to call on God from anywhere when all of our phone booths are gone. What does a mortal man say to God? But I'm sorry, you're an attention whore. I really am. Thank y'all.
That was, oh man.
Oh, man. Like you exercise some demons.
Yeah, no shit. Right on.
I gotta get my brain back up.
Hey,
Get my
hey,
head
CP,
back up.
was that last line? Was it God is
an
an attention whore? Did I hear that?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
God was an attention whore. Wow. Yeah,
That was sick, bro.
That's kicked some butt.
Yeah,
Woohoo! It was great.
Thank y'all. I can't wait to hear the rest of y'all. Sorry I showed up late. Like I was so amped up, but I took a shower.
Bro, add your details.
No, it's perfect, man. Come on.
Catch the video and you get to see
We're glad you showered. You smell great, CP.
You blew over the standard. You blew it over. You rose above. You know what I mean?
Still sharp and still. That's why I'm here, to get inspired. So thank you guys for being here as well, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, thank you so much for that blessing. Diane's got to head out, but she really wants to hear Zomkhonto. So Zomkhonto, if you can unmute yourself and bless us with some words, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, all right. The poem I'll say first here is one I wrote yesterday, because yesterday was my mother's birthday. So I thought, let me write something for the Queen. And so I wrote this, which is called She Shone Light on My Mythical Bird. I wrote this poem not because you were born on this day, but because from out of space you arrived on planet Earth with such grace that your entrance made it seem like you were floating a few feet above the ground. But eventually your crown weighed you down. And as you lowered and touched the surface of the earth, your essence forced the tectonic plates to crash into each other. Those plates falling out of the kitchen sink where Mother Earth washes dishes with both cold water flows and hot lava. Mama, you shook the whole earth with your heartbeat. The world and everything in it was all over the place. But you saw where each tiny molecule of everything around you had fallen, and you put it all back together, golden, exactly as it was. Because you are a goddess, Mama. And every magician and healer under the sun deserves their praise. I wrote this poem not because today is the day you were born, but because your birthday is mine too. It is the day I took my maiden flight on the wings of a huge mythical bird with wings that change colors to confuse the witches of this world. And it disappeared altogether when my soul started approaching your womb. If you had not been born, I would have been sitting in the waiting room, looking up at whether the flight number would ever be called. And when you uttered your first cry of rhythm, the flight information display system came on. And I checked in my soul at the gate for the same journey that you had taken almost 2 decades and a half before my time. Mama, I know it is hard being a ghetto mother because you are sick or shame. The world will laugh at you with all different kinds of pain, Gaia, from rent to school fees to funeral tents for hire to being afraid to walk at night with no one realizing that when you arrived from out of space, the light you were covered in was filled with every gemstone that the earth crushed and any of its upturned dust had ever known. That the broken tower lights on days when they would miraculously turn on were actually powered by your fast beating heart as you walked in the darkness, hoping they come back on and show you the way, protecting you from the evil that men do. That the light in your eyes shone through not to magnify your tears, but to prove that all of the universe undiscovered gemstones had been building a home inside your eyes for years, and lighting the path for my mythical bird every time you looked up at the sky. A light so bright it changed the colors of my mythical bird's invisible wings, so that witches would not shoot it down with their flexible slings. Sihlala sifunga ukuthi omama sizabenzela okuhle. We always swear we're going to do beautiful things from our own mothers. So my dream is that you hold on and drown the world's laughter, no matter what form it disguises itself in, because the universe is always hiding a miracle. The universe always hides its best hand, mama, saving it for when everyone had long already assumed it had lost the game. Thank you.
Wow, yeah, your mother must be so happy.
Oh,
that was
dude,
so beautiful.
that was special,
If you love
man.
your mama, you gotta feel lady. If you love your mama.
You must be a special lady.
Yeah.
Much respect.
He said,
the
yo,
second
it's
one.
not just because it's your birthday, it's my birthday too. Flew in on your breeze. Like, oh my God, man.
Thank you.
That
Much
was,
respect. Much
and your
respect.
performance every time gets me, man.
It's like a griot. It's like a griot. It's crazy.
Yeah.
As I said, on paper it would be great too. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Happy birthday, Zomkhonto.
Oh, much respect. I'll pass the greeting. This one is about, because I was supposed to perform this one today, so I wrote it about 3 hours ago. But then unfortunately it's tomorrow, so I'll just try to recite it so that I get used to it for tomorrow's sake. This one was supposed to be for Men's Day. This organization called Black Canadians for Cultural, Educational, and Economic Progress. They were holding their Men's Day, and this is what I wrote for it. Some men would rather dig the village well than tell you they are not feeling well. Because they are told in this cold world, what good would it do to cry tears that wouldn't fill a single bucket? Whose thirst would it quench? Nothing but the quiet ego. Because though you had let go of every single thing that was holding you down, your own kin is running out of time and have to dig for water, because there is no way they are drinking your ocean of tears, because it's less and it's salty. Some men, like my father, fought the war of independence and came back pulling grenade pins out of each sentence. But if you look at them closely in their silent moments when bombs were not exploding in their daydreams, you would find in that minefield a love that erupted with color across every single scar. And you found a man with a conscience, a love, a patience, a black dove born to find peace and then told it's only through the barrel of a gun. There are men who have never been held, so they overcompensate by carrying the world on their backs, trying to imitate the mothers they watched as kids who carried their sons with so much joy as if bearing gifts to pay tribute to the gods. So they cradled everyone's problem. And when it came to the day their own backs were broken, the world said, "Man up!" It's only a broken back, but what hit them the most had nothing to do with their spinal cords, but that at one point they had been left abandoned on the side of the road. And when they carried the world on their backs, it was as if to say, I will always lift anything off the path because I would never want anyone else to be left for dead on the ground, to be trampled to death every other time. There are so many men with a love, a patience, black doves told that their feathers are the wrong shade, so they no longer fly from tree to tree, but soak their beautiful, shiny, dark wings in silent tears in the shade. Spare a thought for them, because every last one of them is still a poem. They bleed rivers of pain that they do not want the world to see, because no one can quench thirst with blood, even when they shed their own for others to dream. Let us not call them weak, but just broken men, because we all know all broken things can be put back together again. Thank you.
Ooh.
Last one.
Ooh.
Intense.
Yeah,
Yo.
that's fine.
Wow, dude. You just wrote that. You nailed it,
Oh
man.
yeah, you just wrote that.
Yeah.
What? I'm not even surprised.
Amazing. Yeah, you are so talented, man. And I hope you come up every Friday night. You've been coming through, and yo, we just love having you here,
I appreciate the
man.
love. And whoa,
Yeah.
thank you all also for the poetry. This is so inspiring. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Bless. All right. So next up we have we got Mattie D.
Hi.
Baby. Yeah, and then Vale just showed up. They want to share one with us too. So yeah, so we're gonna go Mattie D, and then we're gonna go Vale. So Mattie D, if you just want to bless us with them words.
Hi, y'all. Okay. I got a couple, so I'm gonna do one now and then one later. Damn. I'm like, I don't know why, but I just like have such like nerves today. I don't know. I'm gonna do a poem called Circus. I can't work right unless the assignment is due at midnight, and only if I'm already up past my bedtime anyway. I am late for the cause, and I want to be a rebel. I want the courage circus trick without the drink in hand. I want to be easier at this, but instead I'm a lamb. I stand up here every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Friday, always concerned with how to perfectly pour out a poem while convincing the crowd of my fearless at the same time. But today I'm not here to hide my guts, platformed and pedestaled up here despite spending more than half my time writing. I'm horrified you won't believe me despite all the years put in. When I should have been studying for the class, for nursing school and not English, I have and always will be distracted from money by love and artwork, from a productive rest of my life with poetry. Here we go. I didn't come here for you. Fake a foreign bravado, but some nights I get to pretend at brave for 3 to 5 minutes, just exactly like a circus monster. Appa's lost days. Tonight, we can smile for the camera, make the Cartoon Network, and still be sad. Welcome to my moment as a player in the game. The mic feedback grosses you out while my lungs playing rock, paper, scissors with one another every time. 2 out of 3. A microphone challenges me to prove it. Pop culture heresy, don't stream me, don't you dare film me. Every count of 3, they slam the voice box and say, best 2 out of 3, best 3 out of 5. My lungs won't stop being competitive. They won't stop playing games, and I'm horrible at getting out of my head and learning how to play in my own body. So I call them misbehaved. I call my body a rascal. I tell her to just be quiet, and then if she doesn't listen, I scream over her and wrestle. To her, she just wants to play. I don't know how. Most times in my life up till now, I've never known that's what she was saying. I punished her for the mess. I pawned her off to the hands of strangers to babysit, always told that being seen was a privilege, so then asking to be heard is just for brats, spoiled, making a scene, a show out of a dancing kid who is not worth watching get dizzy. I've treated my body like a circus. I walked the tightrope and it looked like I was balancing. I let the man put his gun in my mouth and genuinely thought that this was just how good party tricks are created. But the elephant in the show learned how to make you clap with a whip and performed in fugue state flashbacks while the cameras went on flashing. Not until a few years ago did the public learn how much it can cost to put on a good show. The Cirque du Soleil audience didn't have a clue what kind of terror has to lash at a 10-ton creature's heart to make it learn how to dance, to make it believe it was supposed to dance. If we let the children direct the show, they would ask, when can we play with the animals? They wouldn't go looking for the ring of fire and the biggest tiger to push through it. I'm 27 years old this week, and I was diagnosed autistic last year. Every day of my life has been a show to some degree. At least once a day, I put on a voice that doesn't fit in my lungs. I paint my face and I do the trick to avoid the silence that fills a stadium when the joke is not funny enough, or the balancing act is not convincing, or not high enough off the ground. I've risked my safety for a false promise of acceptance by the general admission seats who can see me up close. The fake face that fear makes me wear is a heavy mask. I wait until I'm just moments from showing up late to even get out of bed. The stadium fills up and I am the tiger. I'm barely a whisper, let alone a roar, but I have to make something come out. I've been a circus freak all my life and my body is an animal. The tiger that made you famous and then went back into the cage dreaming of the day it finally got to roar without the whip. Siegfried and Roy got away with assault every night until the cat got out of the bag, devoured its own tongue, lit the ring on fire, and swallowed the circus whole. Thanks.
Wow, Mattie, always with
Love
that
that.
fire in your throat. Thank you for putting on
Yes,
that.
Mattie, so good.
For us.
You
Yeah,
can
you're
So
really
wrong.
good,
see
Mattie.
going
Yeah.
back with the Seekers reference was like so consistent in between the way you
Yeah.
Thank
Yo,
you.
she's like that every time, man. Like,
That's last time it was the same thing. I gave a shout out to you, baby, because last time when you were the feature, it was fabulous. I mean, your voice. I don't know exactly what it is. You're like, you captivate us.
I'm telling you, she needs to write a Netflix special. The way she has the words, man, like she could write.
But it's-
Like,
it
we
wrote it-
all want to watch that series, yo. Like,
You're challenging. You're challenging with
Such
honesty.
beautiful
It's honesty.
powers of yes.
yeah.
Honesty is powerful.
Yeah, Mattie, I thank you so much for coming through time and time again. Like here at Open Mind, man. Yeah, man. My wife and I just absolutely love it when you show up. And I'm sure everyone here can agree that just your words just move us, man. So powerful.
Thank you.
That was cool.
Round one, that was amazing. Y'all blew my freaking minds. I love it. I loved it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kick off round two with our second half of our feature. We got two poems that we kind of combined into one, right? And we didn't even realize it by naming them this, but my poem was called The Last Atom, ATOM, and hers is That First Evening. So in a way, it's kind of Adam and Eve, right? Like,
Yeah, that was weird. So
yeah, we didn't even try that. Like, we realized afterwards, we're like, whoa. And she just whipped this up like an hour before the show too.
yeah, it turns out if you smudge and ask
Yeah, I
creator for
smudged and asked the
creativity
creator for,
and you're open to it, you'll
man,
receive it.
yeah.
Just like that.
That's what happened with Gustav. That's how we did that collab in one day. Yep. All right. Give it up for my beautiful wife.
The sun shone, a swan song to being alone. You rode handsomely along the day, aligning the laughs and dancing with your hands, a magic man. Manifesting a destiny neither one of us could yet see, coming over and over in sync. You made me think about how my deepest dreams even came to be. It was you I've seen, in every scene since I was forced to breathe. Now, with focused breath, you show me death and how it's not what it appeared. No fear, just freedom to feel and peel down to our final forms. We frolicked like frogs kicking, licking and sticking ourselves deeper into the elves. Our skin shining like diamonds, diving into the minds of many, making golden entities blush. You are the rush for me, taking it slowly as can be, knowing we are eternally intertwined. One mind, moving through moments, always seeing and knowing. It started in Heart's Deep on that first evening. We stepped into unbelievable conceivability. I believe in you, and you believe in me.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Oh, I loved it. Oh,
I could see you like blush with appreciation.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. All right. And so to follow that, I wrote her this one. It's called The Last Atom. Feeling crazy, craving the creative crevices of your brain, baby. Am I insane? Maybe. Thanks for saving me. It's absolutely fucking amazing how you float around in this 3D space we seem to be trapped in, but I'm laughing every time we break into the next plane of being. It's beginning to be so frequently. I think if we push a little harder, we can secretly become the astral beings that we see in these higher realms. Is that DMT? May I please have a smell? Fuck it. Let me puff it till my lungs swell. Holding, holding, holding. Oh, hell, I just broke through to heaven. Now I'm laughing with the elves. Mother Gaia sharing knowledge of our past, incarnations of our love, knowing it will never pass. Forever together, even after we gasp our last bit of air. Our souls release the grasp we had on this physical form, reborn. It won't be long till we keep each other warm once more. You are my favorite soul. It's always been you that I adore, sworn to love and protect you until the last atom is torn apart and the universe turns dark. It'll just be you and I, beaming through space as pure love and light. You know I'm right by your side. For the rest of the time, I am yours and you are mine.
Yes.
That's so good. Woo.
Until the last atom is torn. That is amazing way. It's like, oh, that to like really strip it down to the last splitting of an atom. That's like, oh.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a pretty long time.
Yeah, the
That's why
make
it was
time, it was so long.
Yeah.
That's why it was so effective. Powerful line. Powerful line.
Yeah. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for so much blessings and love. So yeah, I think we got all these people in here, right? We got Gustav, we got Atlas, we got Dee Allen.
If you're not here, say
we
your
got
name.
Eco. Yeah. If you're not here, say we got Carmen, we got Roman, we got Kristi, we got CP Mays, we got Zomkhonto, we got Mattie, we got Bale, like perfect. All right, so this is gonna be round 2. I'm gonna go ahead and mute y'all. Gustav, go ahead and unmute yourself and
Okay. I am going to do these two. This is the Catman Dude of Kathmandu. The Catman Dude of Kathmandu came to town in 72, looking for hashish and wisdom profound. No one knows if wisdom he found. He just sat right down on the sacred ground. Then came the cats, miraculously they abound. Catman Dude smokes his hash, surrounded by cats, and merchandise sellers hawking cheap hats that say Catman Dude of Kathmandu can do. But this may or may not be true. Buddhist monks take care of this feline friend. To his every need they tend. And the Catman Dude of Kathmandu sits and smokes his hashish, waiting for a breakthrough. This next one is called The Legend of the Battle of Pelusium, with a head nod to Thomas for super line. Thank you. This is the legend of the Battle of Pelusium. I have a little tale about the Battle of Pelusium, the decisive battle between the Achaemenid Empire of Cambyses II and Egypt in 525 BC. The Achaemenid Empire routed the Egyptian pharaoh Amasis II and established the 22nd dynasty known as the First Egyptian Satrapy. Egypt became a province of Persia. The battle was fought near Pelusium, 20 miles southeast of the modern Port Said. Polyaenus, a historian and retired Macedonian general thought to be more interested in novelty than historical accuracy, writes that Cambyses captured Pelusium employing a clever strategy. You see, the Egyptians regarded cats as being sacred. Bastet and Sekhmet were Egyptian cat goddesses, and under no circumstances could an Egyptian injure a cat. Polyaenus claims that Cambyses had his men carry cats in the front of the attack. Polyaenus is describing an early form of psychological warfare. The Egyptians held their arrows for fear of harming the sacred cats. In the heat of the battle, the pussy wall held strong, while up from behind the spearmen came, and Egyptians slain. Pelusium was taken. The historian Ctesias claims 50,000 Egyptians died, and Herodotus says skulls littered the Nile Delta as far as the eye could see. The Egyptians were undone by their own gods, and cats had the last laugh. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh man, the way you just it is amazing.
Hey, all right. So coming up next, we got Atlas. If Atlas, man, you want to go ahead and unmute yourself and bless us with these words, buddy.
They carried me through town like a trophy they just won. They got nothing but compliments and congratulations from everyone. As a baby, they could hardly wait for the moment I could walk. Then they would repeat words again and again to teach me how to talk. My parents were determined to prove I was the greatest kid. They made me feel so special and praised everything I did. But they and many after them had a completely different plan, which is where my disdain for human beings truly all began. I thought the sky was the limit until the day that I was grounded. How could you embarrass me like that? Oh, how those words resounded. The lesson started on that day, but it was some time before I would see that I would constantly seek approval and permission to be me. I guess my parents had gaps in their life that they wanted me to fill. Their lost hopes and ambitions were disguised as my free will. I salvaged scraps of self-esteem through the few good people that I met. They weren't reminding me how stupid I was, which made it easy to forget. I had to learn to prioritize and compromise intellect for looks. I gave up on my imagination as I disposed of all my books. I used to have such great conversations until the day I got a phone, and I became more disconnected with every new gadget I owned. So desperate for a comforting voice, yet there was no one I could call because everyone's busy being busy, even though none of them were busy at all. So uncomfortable with silence, they'd force themselves to speak, but never ever of their feelings for fear of looking weak. When I told friends I was free of debt, they thought it was a joke. I didn't know that I was broken. I was happy to just be broke. A way to make new friends. I thought social media would be fun, but as I amassed hundreds of friends, I felt like I had none. When I tried to share my thoughts with others, they made me feel like I was rude. No one allowed my voice to be heard, so I simply silenced it with food. My train ride to work was the only socializing I had left, but headphones and cell phones made everyone blind and deaf.
I once thought I had a purpose, but I replaced it with a job. Potential to be my own great machine, but now I am my boss's cog. Hoping for a human contact, I ventured to the crowded mall, but automatic doors, faucets, and lighting would mean I would touch nothing at all. But it seems like everyone goes shopping whenever they get bored. Their wallets filled with credit cards to buy what they can't afford. No matter where you look, there are ads relentlessly shoved in your face. Because if you're not constantly buying something, then you're just a waste of space. I have memories from all sorts of places that apparently no one knows, because they all became places to eat or somewhere to buy larger clothes. Whenever I was in pain, I cried. Now I just swallow a pill, because whatever people don't understand, they only seek to kill. I stopped saying when I grow up the moment I realized I was grown, so when I lost permission to be a child, I had one of my own. A car, an address, a house full of stuff, but all I really have now is debt, because I replaced resourcefulness with insurmountable regret. I thought I knew something about life. Apparently I was wrong, because instead of living twice as much, we should just live twice as long. A glorified storage unit is what I'm now forced to call my home. I have irrevocable envy for the homeless, because at least they are free to roam. Think whatever you will of me, but this was all that I could do to summarize my life's tragedy in a letter signed sincerely, me and you and you and you. Thank you.
Yeah, Atlas bringing that fire, man. Yo, it's so beautiful. Like,
Wow.
powerful and
I love that,
elegant, man.
Dee.
Like, just your cadence, bro. Like, the way you convey just like these like complex, powerful emotions and like,
yes, telling personal stories.
wow, man.
It's
But
like
with just this
Novocaine.
like calming like cadence, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's so beautiful, man. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Atlas, man. I really hope we get to see more of you. Let me see who
You
we
guys
have
are
on.
extremely kind, receptive, responsive, and supportive. There's no reason why anybody would not continue coming back to this.
Excellent. All right. So up next, yeah, we got Dee Allen coming up next, and then following him, we got E. Cole. I'm gonna go ahead and post the roster. So Dee, if you want to go ahead and unmute your mic and bless us with some words, we would love that.
I'm doing one last poem, and I'm going to use the share screen feature one more time. This is a new one called We Resist. Where Black fight back, we resist being surrounded by cars. Where Black fight back, we resist aggressors dressed the same. Where Black fight back, we resist the sight of their guns. Where Black fight back, we resist harassment at first sight. Where Black fight back, we resist being punked into surrendering. Where Black fight back, we resist the bark of their guns. Where Black fight back, we resist falling dead on concrete. Where Black fight back, we resist being driven to the morgue. Where Black fight back, we resist being planted in the boneyard. Where Black fight back, we resist watching families grieve. Where Black fight back, we resist watching many tears fall. Where Black fight back, we resist any more community deaths. Where Black fight back, we resist any more night rides on Blacks. Where Black fight back, we resist because it serves us to preserve us. Where Black fight back, we resist because our lives count any amount. Where Black fight back, we resist on a special day. Where Black fight back, we resist every October 22nd, where Black fight back, we resist. Beyond this one day, where Black fight back, we resist the stereotypical criminal profile, where Black fight back, we resist brutality from the police.
Yeah, let's all learn.
That was awesome.
You would give it up.
That's how it is.
Yeah, wear black, fight
That's
back,
gorgeous.
we resist.
Yeah,
The last poem was called We Resist.
Yeah.
From this mic to your ears, I'm Dee Allen. Thanks for listening. Congratulations to the Covens for a kick-ass feature tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome, Dee. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Thank you. And I missed that
Dee
nervous
Allen.
little chuckle of yours.
Yeah, so let's keep this thing going, man. Who do we have up next? We got E. Cole up next.
Oh,
yeah, buddy. Hey, I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
Well, y'all know, we don't think about Thanksgiving, so we ain't gonna talk about that. But Christmas time is coming up, so it's only fair and it's only right if I give such player people in this audience the real Saint Nick. Saint Nick is a bitch. I'm talking about a real live bitch. Me frowning up your nose and shit, coming at me with the Merry Christmas and ho-ho-hos and shit. This on Zoom and this live. Yeah, y'all ain't got to snitch. He can see in here when I say Saint Nick is a bitch coming from my lips. He ain't never come to the project with gifts. My mama used to get us our shit, working 2 and 3 weeks of double shifts. He want us to give him some cookies and milk. Shit, that's gonna be our breakfast. We tear aluminum foils off our gifts. I ought to rob him at gunpoint for all his toys. Go to South Dallas and give them to all the poor girls and boys. Shoot the reindeer, take them to the packing house to quiet the hood's stomach noise. Take his sleigh to the chop shop, have it kitted out Rolls Royce. If you listening, Saint Nick, fuck you and your list. Fuck your wife and your life. Fuck you with the nutcracker's dick. Saint Nick, you a fat, lazy, neglectful, real live bitch.
That was the best Christmas poem I've ever read.
Said Nick better hire security.
Yeah, I grew up in South Florida on welfare.
Mr. Cole.
Saint Nick ain't never came to our house either, man.
Oh man.
Mr. Cole. My friends and I have a holiday tradition. I'm friends with a small group of us who don't have families. And our holiday tradition is to play Christmas music and also Christmas music that is inappropriate for the holiday. And I would love to have a copy of that poem to read if you would be willing to share it with me.
No problem at all. Send me your IG.
My email.
Oh yeah, send me to me. Voice record it and send it to you. No problem.
Thank you.
Do as you see.
That would be awesome.
And before I give y'all this one, I had to let my boy Pothead Pete take over because this was his story to tell. So Pothead Pete, come on up in here. Yeah, what it do, baby? What's good? What's good? I get to speak? Yeah, man. So this is my story. My boy E. Cole stepped aside, let me spit this. So I'm gonna tell y'all about this time I went to Mars. I had to write a poem about the time I went to Mars and met a dude there who rolled a joint across stars. I said, if we finna get fried, then let's ride. What are spaceships and cars? He said, just close your eyes and lean back in your seat. Put that UGK riding dirt in the deck and run the whole CD on repeat. Now go on and crank that bitch up. Let's dip through a few corners to the moon and roll out with the car line all the way to Neptune. So we chopped it up and did just that. He turned out to be a thorough, real cool cat. He passed the joint back to me and said, hit that hoe. Exhale real slow so you don't cough up your lungs. And I wanted you to tell the folks that you know down there on earth that you came up here and had fun. How you met a stranger and made a real friend. Shit, I've been here since forever. I was just waiting on you to pick up your pen. So I thought about smoking on crushed stars and how I rode through the galaxy without spaceships and cars. Then I opened my eyes, wrote a poem about that time I went to Mars. Poem.
Yes. Yes.
That was so many layers of meta, man. I mean, seriously, so many layers.
So good.
So it's on so many levels. Yeah. So many levels. Uncharted territory.
Cool. Yeah. So fire.
Yeah.
So
God don't give me
fire.
the credit. That goes for my boy Pothead Pete, man. Pothead Pete every now and then. You know, he grabs a hold to the pen and he take it. He'll take it somewhere.
Amazing. All right, so we got Carmen Gill coming up on the mic next. So Carmen, if you would like to bless us with some of those lovely words you got, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. This is a freestyle and it's called Mediocre. Your mediocre is pathetic. You mean to tell me that you led men and soldiers, but yet you can't communicate with me, even if your life depended on it? But when your life was dependent, you were able to give orders and somehow be understanding. But my tears down my face, my heart in pain, and yet you couldn't communicate. You mean to tell me this is your best? No phone calls, yet you miss me? You don't see me, but you love me. Be patient and I'll have the world. Would that logic follow on the battlefield? Would it follow in the conference room? Leave it to you and stocks would fall. Countries would be gone. We'd all be gasping for air. Oh, she was crazy? Oh, she cheated? Oh, she was crazy too? But none of the reasons had to do with you. Even though when you divide them by two, the hearts by one, the common denominator when it's all done equals you. You're mediocre, it's pathetic. That you paint as magnificent, worse than plastic that's plated as gold. You were given everything and wanted me to wait because things take time, right? A year is long enough. When I had the world given to me in less, they say a man is only as good as the woman behind him. Thank God my reputation lasted through him. Presented nothing but empty words, less action, and nothing amazing. Yet I built you up, patience and love, all while trying not to suffocate under my own weight that you never cared to try and soothe. Oh, they were crazy? Or maybe you're mediocre? It's just pathetic. Thanks.
Yo, what?
Miss Carmen.
Reach it.
Miss Carmen, from now on, I'm going to call you Miss Poetic Pimp Slap.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yes. Like it's just one of them smooth slaps. And then you just feel the spine about 2 seconds after your hand. Yeah, Miss Poetic Pimp Slap you up.
All right, let's keep this thing rolling.
Who's next?
Up next, we got Kristi Scribbles. Is she still around? Yeah, I see you right there. All right. Kristi, if you'd like to bless us with your words, the mic's all yours.
Thank you. This piece is for my dad. His birthday was a couple of weeks ago and Veterans Day, so this is for my dad. PTS of D. Sometimes I see glimpses inside his smile, his laugh, his eyes, yes, in his eyes. That's where he lies, that's where the old him lives. The him before, the him back then. 'Cause back then in those growing up years, those formative years, he was there. He was present. He was him. That man that used to be him, that father so free man, that man that threw catch and came to all my games and taught me stuff in the garage. and took care and was my dad, was the best dad. I didn't even know what I had until it was gone, until he was gone. Those days that his eyes changed. The person who was him was no more, was never more. It was so many years before I figured it all out and realized what had really taken him. What had really taken him and snatched my dad away from me was the PTSD that snatched him right away from me. The memories surfaced from the view of the NAM and the childhood trauma. It all spilled into his brain, and things started to change, and his eyes started to glaze, and his pupils were so cloudy. As storms rolled in and rolled out and rolled away with him, with a whisk and a fury, the PTSD wrapped his mind in a worry, in a person that wasn't him, wasn't he, the dad of me, never again to be, never again to be. He fights and he fights, but the battle just wins. And his mind turns the screws of the war in the jungle, those scenes kept alive by the replaying of loops. And the dad I grew up with just changed into something new, a new version, a new person that didn't have space for me anymore. His mind was too cloudy and his eyes couldn't see. Couldn't see me. Couldn't really see me, couldn't even hear me. I needed him to hear me, but he was lost inside his head, and the voices talked and confused him. And the people, they just used him and took and took and took, and I couldn't even look at the eyes that I had loved because they were not his. They were not his, not there. They were not there, and he was so unaware of the love that he gave and the child that he had raised and the good that he did. The great dadding that he did, but sometimes, now in his older years, his grandpa years, his old voice I hear, and his laugh and those eyes light up. As he sees my sister's little girl, those eyes sometimes show me the way back to him. But the trauma is always there and will always, always win. The PTSD, it stole from me the eyes of he, and the dad of she, who is me, where is he? Where is he? Inside those eyes that haunt me. His eyes still haunt me. Thank you. It's for my dad.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Kristi, amazing. Yeah.
Thank you for that courage. That takes courage.
Yeah, you did your dad honor too.
That was
Most
deep.
Definitely. That was really deep.
That was amazing, Kristi. I'm kind of having trouble applauding because it doesn't feel like an applause moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I really
no, it's not. It's kind of one of those moments where we just
really
sit
heavy
with
and
you
really
in
good.
solidarity. CP May's coming up next.
Oh
no! He's gonna come with the
I'm
fire.
Okay. The poem's entitled Surrealism. May I see your ID, please? Salvador Dali is in the club watching MC Escher spinning records from the DJ booth. Picture it. Picture an apolitical Jesus valet parking the Bible he wrote up in on at this club called Revelation. He smells like Giorgio Armani cologne, the expensive kind. He's rocking a Giorgio Armani soft wool pinstripe, soft model, light gray, size 40 suit. Picture him. Picture a white, light glowing Jesus. Imagine his European cut suit, handsome and scripture sexy. Imagine his Garden of Eden, Satan, serpent, snakeskin shoes, because if you don't know the Bible, you better pray and ask somebody. Heaven is fashionable and never goes out of style. A bunch of Republican and Democrat and independent political speeches are flashing expired driver's licenses, trying to bribe the bouncer to get inside this club. The Statue of Liberty is on the red carpet. She's taking selfies with the callous hands of blue-collar construction workers who wants nothing more than to post pictures on Facebook just to see how many posts the 1% would like. MC Escher is making the club jump with the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech remix. Imagine it, picture it, feel it, imagine it, picture it, feel it, feel the bass line and drum beat, beating, heartbeat, beating your heart heart beats up. Fresh speech and free speech is fun as fuck, fabulous, plus size, gorgeous dance floor girls moving miracles on her hips round and round like they're hula hooping a halo around and around America the Beautiful, and a bunch of hot as hell single sexy soccer moms are Victoria's Secreting their matching bra and panties, percolating, and a cul-de-sac pair of petite women began gyrating so hard you swear one of these lovely ladies knocked their G-spot loose in the VIP section. Sits prideful and his brother pompous and Purgatory's private entourage. The blondes at the bar are all ordering crushed ice, salted rim, Jose Cuervo margaritas. All the brunettes, apple martinis, redheads, vodka and cranberry, and all of the hopeless romantics want nothing but sex on the beach all fucking night. Hopefully, America the Beautiful has checked out her last coat for the night. The Statue of Liberty rolled up her red carpet and left like a few hours ago. MC Escher is closing out his set with the last second request from Jesus and Giorgio Armani European cut suits and those Garden of Eden, Satan, serpent, snakeskin shoes. Slowly open your third eye. Shit. You're lying on your bed. You're spooning with your pillow. You're comfortable underneath your comforter. Your ultra downy lavender chamomile infusion liquid fabric softener has your king side bed sheets smelling as safe as an every other week paycheck. You're lying underneath your favorite alarm clock. Its ringers are going off and you have no idea if this was all just a vivid dream. Your iPhone sits on the nightstand across the room. Last night's napkin sits underneath your iPhone. You're rolling out of bed. You're half sleepy, stumbling across the room. Your right hand lifts up your iPhone. Your left hand lifts up last night's napkin. A note with a lipstick kiss. It simply says, "Hey, sweetheart, call or text me sometimes. My number is 1-800-WTF. Damn."
Yo.
Yeah.
Something happened.
Love you.
I thought I speak G. That was something
the ending,
I heard
the ending about the number. Oh.
Yeah, right. The last line. Hey, 1-800.
Oh
Dang.
man, you got fire, man. I love that.
That
I love
was
that.
so good.
That
man.
was crazy.
Thank y'all for embracing crazy style.
Bless
Like everybody has crazy
us
style.
with another one, man. Bless us with another one.
Yeah, if you got another one, man, we would love to hear it.
Yes, I do. Pulling it up now. Okay. Quote, "If we surrender to the air, we can ride it." End quote. Toni Morrison. Quote, "Even as a toddler, my sippy cups were filled with wet cement." End quote. C.P. Mays. For Mousy Brown. When your dreams don't have enough money for gas and can't seem to pull out of the parking lot of your own mind, know that I'll hitchhike towards the corners of your Bukowski and submit poems to God with you. Submit poems to God so that karma could pass them back around her collection plates in heaven in your name, so that happiness could finally afford to find her way back home to you. I've broken a lot of things in this life that I can't seem to fix, like peaceful sleep, like the holy water that Christ turned into wine was as blue as your eyes. Like we're not a bunch of bundled up temper tantrums, my dear. We're just temperamental Old Testament scriptures with tears as strong as moonshine liquor. Your type of country girl jives well with my Southern belle, the both of you. A bunch of weather wild things are the type of beautiful that was never meant to bite the dust. You both are wild cards. Damn dancing in the moonlight. Your type of relationship is hand over halos under halos and fucking bulletproof. Be a daredevil that doesn't acknowledge that there's a high wire or a fucking safety net. A rowdy renegade in a sundress you are. Defy the odds like us outlaws were born to do, Storm Chaser. It's a foolish, half-baked, silly crack of a lightning smile, striking several times in the same place just to prove to the pavement that you abide by your own set of goddamn rules. The three of us are a special type of earthquake shy. The three of us are that type of right hook, uppercut, sucker punch that fist fights with demons in heaven. We're bred from angels falling in love with shooting stars aren't as fresh as hey failure. Fuck you. They say you can't make a cake without cracking a few eggs, right? Just like you can't embrace the angel on earth you were born to be, Mousy, without writing a few Dear John letters to the devil first. Bukowski says, what matters most is how well you walk through the fire. And my dearest damsel dipped in gasoline, remember that as long as we hold on to our sparks, imaginations on fire will be ours to wield at our own terms for our own yield. So spontaneously combust whenever and wheresoever forever says you can. When you're feeling broken for a while and it feels like a really, really, really long fucking while, walk light, but carry a big fucking stick, because growth will always need you to fast curveball pitch, knock low self-esteem's depression right out of that ballpark. So even if you strike out a few times, run the bases anyway, because fuck it, that's what us winners do. Don't just be another attractive actress in Shakespeare's The Whole World's a Stage. Be Gaia. Expects more from you than that. Never back down from a slugfest, Firefly. Even when the mason jars in your own minefields are waving white flags in the wind, be a fresh breeze that can't be bottled up or caged in or boxed in or fucking man-controlled. For you can't rent or lease the levees in your eyelids when they're letting loose tears of joy, so don't run away from it. Embrace the face-to-face of it and tell your deep downs that deep down, deep being flawed is what makes your face-to-face with time beautifully flawless. From the bottom of my concrete heart, sincerely yours, CPM. Thanks, guys.
Oh, man.
Oh, my fucking God.
Oh, man.
Hypnotizing.
You go hard,
Yeah.
P, really.
Yeah, you go real hard, man.
Yeah.
Yo, while you're spitting that, I don't know if you've seen the chat, buddy, but you got so many requests. They want me to feature you next week.
Yeah.
That's called for.
Say when and I'm there. Say when and I'm there.
Yeah, so check it out.
Bro,
today is Fongo's birthday, so he didn't make it. So happy birthday!
I still have your voice in my head.
Happy birthday, Spongo!
Yes.
How old are you, Spongo?
He ain't here. He didn't make it.
He's not here.
He's gonna be featuring next week.
Spongo's birthday, not Zomkhonto's birthday.
Yeah, no.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I misheard that for a second. I'm so stupid.
No, you ain't.
You're
One of the most
like your
intelligent
face
people I
listening to
know.
that whole poem. I so enjoy watching you because the whole time you're like,
yeah.
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
time, like,
It's aggressive. It's aggressive in a really hypnotic way.
Yeah.
Your voice is very hypnotic. Really.
It's so powerful, man.
Oh.
Bring that Marine.
Are you on Instagram?
whenever you do the feature, we'll be there.
Are you on Instagram or Facebook?
So check this out, man. Let's set it in stone now. We got Spongo coming up this Friday, next Friday.
Nice.
I'd like to have you on the Friday after that. If you're up for it, that would be December 2nd.
Yeah, That's 2 days before my birthday. It's like a birthday present for me.
Awesome.
That's good.
Awesome. Check that out, man. Bet. Yo, so yeah, we got Spongo next Friday featuring, and then I'm gonna talk to you. We gonna get linked up. We gonna line you up for December 2nd. And I'm pretty sure everybody here would just absolutely love that. So we gonna keep things rolling with another one of a staple here. He's been showing up almost every Friday now. The last few Fridays, we got Zomkhonto. Let's bring that fire. Unmute yourself and show us what you got, buddy.
Okay, all right. So today I almost refuse to remember you. I shattered the windows of memory, forgetting that windows are not glass, but the space that remains when the glass is shattered. I forgot that when we throw stones at our own glass houses, they pile up and form headstones right at the front of our door. And the world wonders why sometimes we wake up dead to love and all its suggestions, and several unmarked graves of questions. I almost refuse to remember your name. I forgot that windows are not glass, but that the empty space that remains when the glass is shattered is now a sharp heap of cuts for wounds of the gut that will bleed only on the inside, the heart drowning in its own blood. This empty space that has left me vulnerable to gusts of wind, scattering your love letters across my conscience, picking up speed with every breath that I breathe, making me wish I could not read, but no. All my years in class seem to have prepared me for this day, where I understand even the hidden, unwritten meanings in all of this. I tried to unlearn the alphabet at the same speed that your love letters were forming their own. A new 26 letters for words that make it crystal clear the whole thesis of why you're here. It won't even need me to be literate to realize it's deliberate. It's deliberate because you know damn well that I can read the handwriting on the wall. We formed our own language, remember? Yes, it says you are not there at all in large print. Even my mother, who never spent a day of school in her lifetime, took the hint. It is as if someone you picked out of a lineup translated this perfect crime right up to the second that everyone who is able to see what the pain of you living did to me can understand without learning its lesson. I forgot that windows are not like prison glass that never shatters. So when I threw a rock at your memory, it revealed you afresh to me, as if saying, get off the phone. I'm here. Touch my elusive face. As if saying I was free to let you imprison me again in your lie. My lie. The web of lies that we told each other. Because now all of a sudden, when I try to escape you and take a walk into the wide world, every shop I know in my radius is selling your favorite dress. And I could save up and buy every one of those evil things and burn them. But you are dead certain that I could not convince you to remove the one you weigh in my mind. And if you did, your nakedness is a living statue that I would need another lifetime to uproot. I think my mistake was that when I decided to let go initially, I accidentally pegged myself inside my own bags so I could not leave. You just threw them right back in your closet. And the more I screamed for my soul to be released, the more I seemed to fold, just like my clothes. The second one that I'll give you is called If It Were Up to Me. If it were up to me, Africa would have declared its existence in Africa. But our humanity is like loudspeakers, so colorful and loud that the outside world yearned to take more than just pictures. Erected systems that stripped us of ourselves while claiming to hide our nakedness, made us victims of a sickness that severed our connectedness. And as they undressed us, Octopus hands petted us down as if we had stolen our birthright, and that somewhere in the deep pockets of our melanin, they would find gray so dark, so black, like our skin, to bury us in. If it were up to me, each campus point would confess to the biographies lost at gunpoint, give up the tokens of each broken slave, surrender each wave that leapt out of the sea to wipe off surnames torn from the bark of trees, where countless were hung from tips of their native tongue. Each campus point would confess to the coordinates of those maps that dug furrows etched permanently on our conscience, but silenced by our songs and dances. Naked drums scattered across the atlas, echoing different flavors of blackness, dancing to the beat of our humanity, so colorful and loud, way before tongue-in-cheek speeches, from leeches that justified empire's riches, way before tires screeching, midnight lynchings, and wise teachers missing from the classrooms of each generation, but only if it was up to me. But oh, pray it is not up to me, because I ask tormenting questions. I might ask, who weaponized my identity? How many college degrees does it take to be free? Who holds the master key? But honestly, deep down, all I want to ask simply is that what hen guides the Blue Nile from Ethiopia, Sudan, then Egypt? Is there some database above or below that holds the footprint and glow of the entire Bantu people, whose noses are bridges to the breath of ancient times? I want to ask, do the Khoisan hide medicines that have never been found ever since healers changed surnames and their scepters changed hands? Simple question. As curious as the eyes of those that have dreamed of the motherland and never been, or the African with muscle who idolizes Scarface in a hustle he never wins. If you have ever watched an African child play, you would know that all the artificial intelligence could not compute even a minute fraction of the innocence. We all wish upon a star in a reality that tempers with our galaxy until our universe is the black market of what it used to be. But I still know of some who, if it were up to them, they would invest all their savings for this craving to be free. To be free like the voices of the griot in Mali that shoulder the secrets of ancient. The way the hills that surround Kigali in Rwanda carry tea plantations of infinite wonder. Free like arrows from hunters of the Hadza people in Tanzania that stare elephants in their eyes and wipe away their memory. Free like birds made of soapstone from the Zimbabwe ruins, which fly into the lucid dreams of young men like love letters of the dead. Free to dream the dreams of Miriam Makeba, Patrice Lumumba, Nina Simone, Thomas Sankara, Pila Ndwandwe, Marcus Garvey, Wangari Matari, Ya Asantewa, Queen Zinga, Ken Saro-Wiwa, Joshua Nkomo, Winnie Mandela, and all dreamers combined. And as clear of mind as Dr. Samuel Achilefu, the Nigerian scientist that developed the glasses that see cancer cells, the deep wells and aspirations, all wailing underneath of our breasts and our chests, all screaming, it's up to us, it's up to us, it's up to us. Thank you.
Ooh, boy.
Oh my God.
So powerful, man.
I can't.
That
That's so good.
performance, man. Like, oh. Mattie, before you take off, if you could just bless us with one more of your poems. Could be a short one.
Yay.
Yeah.
No, there's a short poem from me. Okay. This poem is called Space. I wrote this poem because I've been figuring out my shit myself and been in a very long relationship, but in the last couple years I've started to figure out that I'm probably ace, which is hard for people to deal with. So I wrote a poem about it. It's called Space. I'm dreaming of a presence or an absence, the way I want to be held like a secret handshake, middle school crush without the demand. I don't know how to do this like them on TV. Just wanted to touch you, as in, there you are, me too, as in, love, that's all I needed you to know, not more. Please stop asking me for more. I wake awaiting a kind of violence, praying absence will make the heart grow something, anything at all, but my skin is still in debt to this trauma. I've been paying with life for life, with this body, a girl playing survival. I've considered that, yes, there is a world in which I'm not about to be consumed, where I could be unwanted and accepted still. I've heard the gape of this quiet, the exhale that comes after the curtains. I can't be yours anymore. I need some time out. I need some breath. All my life, a spectacle, a museum with no velvet rope to hold you back. Touch me and you'll know my pain. Become yours, a curse. So please, hate me for this. You'll always skin your knees falling for me, at least as I am now, at least until I heal. First, me first. I'm looking for a girl, for an identity crisis, where I find myself safe and unwanted, indebted to no hands and held up by hot air balloons and suspended above the city, a place where I can watch from a safe distance how people love each other and unlearn in my own time the way he showed it to me, up close and violent. And now I'm a cover band of myself, a Broadway musical turned Disney on ice. You're getting upset about this, but I did it for you, for more, for the show. A sellout slinging a cursory glance your way, legs crossed and coy and curtsy, and always apologizing, always the show and tell and otherwise quiet. I'm just a spitting image now, not the real thing. I'm looking for an off-screen Sunday morning. Features of my bad habits playing across the screen, the smell of coffee wafting through my hair, my feet in your lap, the dishes clean. I get pretty in the mirror some days and you don't have to say anything about it. You look after the plants while I'm away and I make time for identity crisis. I'm not rehearsing lines or seatbelts or CPR this time. You call me on the phone and my voice alone is enough. You say you don't mind that I'm not home. I am my voice, my thoughts, a disembodied bombshell Rapunzel floating above the Big Apple. I'm fine right here. The girl nobody is watching, a girl without resuscitation, and they made a movie about her and forgot what she looked like on Sundays. I'm sorry that you need it. The skin that I've always worn for you, for always. I need to take this off, at least till I heal. At least me for once. At least me for once. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That's so good.
Something special about that.
Always, Mattie with
What's
the
my
fire.
line? A line I'm gonna steal from you and never pay you for. What the fuck was that line? My skin is still in debt to this trauma. I'm paying for life with life. Get the fuck out of here.
That was brilliant. And my favorite quote, of course, is a good composer borrows, a great composer steals. I said that. Stravinsky, but we're pretty sure he stole it too.
Everything's stolen. It's kleptogeny.
Yeah. Hey man, we all just channeling the performer God, you know what I'm saying, the creator, you know. So it's just these words move through us, you know, in different ways, and they come out our mouths in different shapes, but it's all the same thing. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and spark off round 3. I'm gonna do 2 short ones. I'm not sure about the second one I'm gonna do yet, but I know I wanted to do this one because I got my boy E. Cole here, right? And he was talking about blazing weed up in Mars and whatnot, right? And so I smoke from time to time. I haven't smoked since I got sober this last time, but you know, my whole family smoked weed. I've been smoking weed. I don't even remember writing this. This is how high I was when I wrote this. I found it in my phone. I read it and I was like, yo, that was pretty dope. Like when did I write that? Like, so anyways, it's called Breathe Weed. Breathe. Breathing, seemingly to perform complex chemistry, fusing, diluting many gases. Past this, now past that. The past, waiting for the future to grab slack. Burn it back. Don't return it whack. I like my blunts stacked. Real sticky icky. No bullish. Past that. Twigs and seed and cash bowls. I'm too old for that nonsense. I want that bomb sense. Emilia, twisted tight, the type of herb that'll kill you. 2 puffs and I'm done. Pass it on. I laugh long while my left lung shivers and itches. I'm in stitches. Which is, I didn't spit this. I'm ridiculous.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're hilarious.
So I wrote this for Propaganda Poets feature. It's called Human Unity. And we've been on this whole, like, you know, we all one family vibe, dude. We all together, right? And so I want to spit this one. It's called Human Unity. Bear paws, wolf teeth, steel blades, bone sheath, creep silent, no speak. Tonight we feast, blessed meat, endless rows of green. Plant seeds and they shall grow, old enough to know this story just goes and goes and goes. Rains fall, rivers flow, sky delivers snow. Move close, it's getting cold. But this is the path we chose. Ancestral twine, twist ropes, binds our minds together with hope. Future ever changing. We been switching lanes, be amazing. Rearranging this reality, convergence of our mentality, the urgency of our unity is stronger than it'll ever be. So follow me. The sounds you and me create humanity. Let's make this planet great for the future seeds to grow and blossom. This earth could be awesome if the first step we take is together as one. All right, next we got, I believe it, Atlas is up next. Yeah, Atlas, if you want to unmute yourself and bless us with some more of them words, brother.
Okay. My parents always taught me to fear nothing, and it worked. I'm terrified of it. I see a complete stranger I feel compelled to talk to, but I freeze and say nothing. I see someone being victimized and I feel like I should do something, but instead I watch idly by and do nothing. Knowing the worst thing you can do in any situation is nothing. I fear the idea of having nothing, being nothing, becoming nothing. I think we all do. Perhaps when they said nothing is impossible, they meant overcoming it. I know that nothing is stopping me, but I can't seem to gather the courage to stop the nothing. The world grows more consumed by nothing, and we destroy what little we have of it to get as much nothing as we can afford. People are choosing nothing over anything at an alarming rate and expense. Tropical vacations promise for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars we can lay on the sand for days and do nothing. We run up expensive cell phone bills from long conversations about nothing. We take to social media. My heart goes out to, my thoughts and prayers are with, but what do we actually offer people in pain? People in need? Nothing. Billions of dollars spent every year on antidepressants and painkillers so that we can feel nothing. We pay for others to do what we are capable of doing ourselves. We shop at one massive store instead of several smaller stores. We drive on the highway at death-defying speeds, risking our lives and everyone else's, and we do this to allow as much time left in our day to do nothing. It's become a staple of American culture to get to a point in your life as early, as young, as wealthy as possible so that you might have the luxury of spending as much of the rest of your life doing nothing. People who can't walk fantasize about dancing. People who can't see fantasize about traveling the world. People who can't hear fantasize about listening to beautiful music or exchanging in meaningful words. But what do people who can see, can walk, can hear? What do they fantasize about doing? There was a time when they were burning books to keep people from reading. Now our libraries are empty. Our bookstores are closing. There was a time where you would wait weeks patiently for a beautiful handwritten letter, and our postal service continues to struggle financially because we have replaced pen, paper, and emotions with text, tweets, and emojis. There was a time where you would be killed for believing in any god. The only time anyone seems to pray is in hospitals, prisons, and casinos, making quick deals when all they really want is another dollar and another day alive to spend it. We live in a time that every one of us had ancestors upon ancestors who died to afford us the very freedoms that many of us have. And in this glorious, hard-fought time of liberation, this wonderful amusement park of life that someone else paid the ticket price for, what do we choose to do? Nothing. And I don't know about you, but it's pretty terrifying. I watch as more and more goes away, opportunities, options, people, and nothing comes along to replace them. I'm serious, like nothing comes to take them. And I wonder, how much longer can we continue to do nothing before there comes a point when there is nothing left that we can do? How much longer can we continue to aspire for nothing of ourselves before that is inevitably what we are known for, and what we leave behind? But I can tell you, as someone who came into the world with nothing and still has most of it left, nothing can work so beautifully if you just know how to use it. If you claim to be nothing, within that moment you are allowing the possibility to be anything, because who has space for a future when your luggage is so jam-packed with all the negativity of your past? If you claim to know nothing, then the book that represents your life still has empty pages to be written by all the world's beautiful knowledge and wisdom. I mean, what can you possibly learn when you feel like you know everything? Well, you could have some guy randomly spend minutes of your life telling you about how dangerous nothing is. Because even people who claim to know everything apparently know very little about nothing. I don't claim to know how you spent last week, and I don't even care how you spent last night. I'm here with a warning to share with you, in hopes of influencing how you spend tomorrow. First, let me remind you, you are not the accumulation of your yesterdays. You're the living potential of your tomorrows. You are everything you never said you couldn't be. If we continue to allow the nothing to consume our time and our attention, it will consume us entirely. Perhaps this warning will change the way that you are, to the extent that the people you associate with will notice a change in your behavior. Maybe so much so that they ask you, what did you hear? What did you see? What did it take to cause this incredible change in how you are with me and how you are in general? When they ask you, you can honestly tell them, it took nothing. Because either we realize that making this world better takes nothing, or we allow nothing to take this entire world. Thank you.
That was an awesome last line, dude.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, great.
That's
club.
That's some game.
Hypnotic. Again, hypnotic comes to mind.
Atlas.
I spaced out on some of it just because I'm spacey, but like the good, like consistent delivery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yo, just man, your demeanor and just it's so powerful yet elegant and just and calming, and like that was I believe the greatest poem about nothing. Yeah. Like you fucking nailed it, man. All right, so Mattie's getting anxious. She's got to get dressed soon, so we're gonna throw Mattie on next.
This poem is called Sugar, a study on the prevalence of chemical coping in childhood veterans. New finding. We find cooperation to be synonymous with consent, despite how studies show that two bodies cope differently with the same weapon, whether holstered at the hip, the breast, the throat, or the fist. My brother is a chef, my sister is a lawyer, and I am a trigger finger with poor discipline. The body demands an answer from me, and I drink. The body questions a feeling, and I answer. I am the liquor. I am the answer. I'll be 27 next week, and I can numb you cold like a body for my birthday. A drink in hand is anesthetic nerve block. My sympathetic nervous system's preferred drink of choice is Teflon. Pour a cold one. Freeze up till dawn comes like frostbitten cold feet, or a study on child sacrifice fossils who survived their own ritual killing. After living through the bloodletting, I met an ugly traveler at 19, and together we both barely get the phone bill. We always pay the bar tab in full though. Both drink till the belly bloat and then drink another, so we get married at 23 because we found a plot of land together to call home and still see our cemetery backyard in the future. You and I are similar because something is starving in the kitchen. You and I both deny the rape kit at 15, inject a synergistic drug instead that will make blood blisters into our esophagus someday, because either way, the result, the case against him, the verdict, will not make this feeling anything better than numb. Jailbait, prepubescent, bite-sized police puppy with a big mouth. Bloodbath out of a simple command. A single word is all it takes sometimes. We bury the children's clothes that belong to us, and then we call our mothers. We never forget the child. We weep at a movie trailer, at a commercial for the early 2000s, at a film, at a horror. If I drink too much, I get sleep paralysis. My vocal cords stuck and sticky on a single horrific gurgle. No such thing as poison except the dosage, right? I have too much medicine and my comfortable numbness becomes quadriplegic. New finding. Child abusers will always make picture-perfect holiday cards. An effortless picket fence made of iron and wrapped in barbed wire and a fresh coat of eggshell white painted for the neighbors, and now look at us. Nobody to walk us down the aisle, but we can make a crime scene out of any day of the week. We healed ourselves into a scar, and now we can retire these canine teeth to a handle, a choke collar of our own choosing, to leach out the poison and turn our blood solid in saccharine. New finding. Carbon tetrachloride is a carcinogen undetectable outside of the smell of it. Something like candy corn. You woke up next to me after a bottle of cheap whiskey last night and smelled like sugar. Pre-diabetic breath, keto acidotic smell of putrefied liquor in the liver leaking out the mouth. I am the liquor. I am a macabre costume trying too hard to pretend it's October 31st, 365 days of the year. Where is the body? Where did he kill you? Where did the touch become deadly? Maybe we are all trying to drink away some kind of shame, phantom limb sickness, or a prayer for my sleep paralysis demon to come tonight and fight back the demon in me. I left myself behind in Illinois, and they find my bones in the attic, in the cement, the kitchen incinerator. I kind of get myself to choke down a solid meal today. He killed me in front of the family room. He slaughtered me for breakfast every day. We are coming up on the 10-year anniversary of my funeral, and I'm still hiding bodies under the sink, in the Pine Sol bottle, the pocket flask where nobody looks. Last year, I filed my tax return without my mom's help. I saw the generational trauma in numbers alone. My mother's IRS sought the same ransom that I do, what we have already paid, and now what are we owed? The sirens in the bottle call me in a Kraken song to drink, to snuff myself with liquid, to smother with ether, to drown the baby in the bathwater, make of me a simple drug interaction. 10 years later, my name is Baby still, and I'm a functional alcoholic now, and I hold down a job. I arrive for work whenever nobody is looking. I clock in ugly. The boss kicks a kiss to me, her salacious sick sister. I know she is as ugly as I am on a Sunday night. Neither of us remembers how to pray without the hangover over our shoulder anymore. The ugly does a death dance at the club on a weeknight. I tell myself, I know how to have a good time. I know I'm stronger with a stiff drink in hand. I know how to hold my liquor, know not to puke at the party, to go outside, fumble my hands into an alleyway and kiss the garbage again, to dump my own death inside the bin where nobody will look. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing that again with us.
Yes. Oh, bro, you just gave us a whole series of a show. Like, we seen that shit.
Yo, every time.
All right. We got E. Cole.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm ready for this, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready for this.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What you do, man? Mattie, go have fun at the ass, Mattie. Do your thizzle. Man, say. I had said in the comment a little bit earlier that I'm fixing to do something with these poems. I ain't never did this, but I'm fixing to do this today. Listen closely to these two poems I'm fixing to speak. This first poem, if you can give me at least 4 other authors of what you hear, I'm gonna send you a free copy of my book. Just we're gonna connect on IG, DM me your address. I'll send you a free autographed copy of my book. Second poem I'm fixing to do. If you can give me at least 7 other artists, or if you can get as close to the number of songs as I've written in this poem, I'm gonna send you a free copy of my book. Autograph it and see the copy of the book. This first book I call The Library Adventure. I went to Everville to see the Great and Secret show. The Outsiders was there to perform a song of Fire and Ice. And it was rumored that the vampire Lestat would be sharing the stage with Mimnock the Devil. I just hoped that the Deathly Hollows would rock it with their swan song. Just as I got to my seat, a vendor from the Hellbound Heart came with some needful things. I bought me a whiskey a go-go and a pineapple grenade. He recommended that I pay attention to Lasher and Taltos when they performed the Witching Hour, and to not miss the girl with the dragon tattoo. As the stage was going into the darkness, the Silence of the Lambs started rocking out, with Hannibal belting out the door to the symbol as he was walking through a pet cemetery. And as I heard the opening notes of the Bizarre Bad Dreams and saw the Inhuman Condition walk on stage, I just knew that I was right where I was supposed to be, chilling at the library. Boom.
I've got 4. Can I do my 4? Barker, Rice, Rowling, King.
Gotcha.
After that, I was listening to you too much and I got lost. What? Like, oh, that one. Oh, now I've forgotten which the last one was.
Yeah, you win the prize.
Yeah,
I want this book.
Definitely. Now, since y'all like my boy, he decided he gonna come back. And he gonna be y'all nothing. Potty P, you ready? You damn right. I can do this? Yeah. Say y'all, man, I love music and I am a big fan of rock music. To me, rock music has some of the most creative, metaphorically music I've ever listened to. So I love it. And so as Pothead Pete, I decided to write my hazy adventure with rock music. I was sitting under the bridge, assessing the threat of romance with a zombie and a rooster, laughing at all the heathens and the beautiful people. By the way, I was high on lithium and glycerine when I heard someone scream, "Janie's got a gun!" Rolling in masse to jump down in a hole, each of them carrying a bag of bones. It looked to me like they were numb to the bodies, being caught up in an irresponsible hate that no one knows. It was a kind of bittersweet symphony that caused the youth of the nation to walk through the cemetery gates. It reminded me of an interstate love song I once heard while driving under a black hole sun. And looking up at a champagne supernova, I hit a wonder wall and was saved by a lovely white trash beautiful. Her name was Dani, California, and she said she enjoyed heckling bulls on parade with peaches. She was a cold, hard bitch and more human than human, with a knack to hurt my self-esteem by blaming me for there being no rain. This living dead girl was a real black magic woman. We were headed to the dope show and had decided to cut across the boulevard of broken dreams when we almost got hit by a speeding Dracula. It stopped, and we were amazed when we saw a freak on a leash being led out by a sharp-dressed man. At first, he was all apologies. Then he said, "Welcome to the jungle. My dark necessities are in high demand, but I alone must creep, because I'm wanted, dead or alive." We made a deal while running with the devil. In exchange for my Vaseline and my only bullet with butterfly wings, he'd take us to the house of the rising sun. We were blocked at the entrance by a loser trying to direct us to Possum Kingdom. The better man stood there like a stone and yelled to the believer, "Call me when you're sober," and hail to the king. Watching his drama unfold, no one noticed the man in the box walk up to us. With the lift of an angel, he commanded us, "Come as you are, for all of you are my immortal." Before he could get closer, I let him know that I just wanted 2 joints of some purple haze and 40 ounces of freedom. And I just asked, "Man, just let me sleep and wake me up when September ends." Poem.
Yo, what? Yo, that was so dope, man. Hey. Cool boy. E. Cole, man. I hope you're here next Friday. Yeah. All right, let's keep this thing rolling here. We got a couple more people to go through. We got Carmen Gill next.
Thanks.
This poetic pimp slap is in the building, everybody.
I'm gonna read one that I wrote tonight while we were in open mic. It's a freestyle. All right. Repping matters. Not that, oh, I rep this street and city type. That's pointless. This street did not create and nurture me, nor my roots that latch on to what I call my homeland, where I get lost in the stars and the lullaby of the coquí and novelas, whispering through the cracked windows, lure me to sleep. Not the rep of a city that is always bustling, yet never lets you truly hustle. Enough to live alone and share space with others as rent rises and wages plateau. Places that never give back to me, just take. I'm talking about the true rep, the ones that linger in the mind like a warm cocoon where the true you lives. The one where you see someone who looks like you and your soul feels a kind of calm and safety net that can catch you if you stumble on words. Someone who speaks the language of your native tongue, and you know that you're not alone. Representation matters. In the store as you bustle and forget how to pronounce pan. ¿Tienes pan? Cooking pan? Como el bread? I do not rep a land where I'm sought in industries because I speak a language of the minority whose statistics are helping dwindle the numbers of the old majority. But my salary will never match the majority of the ones who took over islands and my people, all because they were bored and had small dick energy. I rep islands where fruits grow near where I sleep, where hurricanes will blow, blow, and blow, and will never tear our house down. Earthquakes shatter the ground, but never the heart and pride we carry. I rep a language that speaks love, courage, and strength. A language that I can speak and see a young child's eyes sparkle and clap at the first word in Spanish, all because they finally feel seen. I rep those small hearts who remember me, cradle me in their small hands, hold on to my words, and hug me a little tighter each time the lessons end. They may not remember the lesson, but they remember the inside joke that created laughs and accents that remind me of my mother's arroz con pollo. That's all I got. Thanks for listening.
That was so beautiful. I love that. I love that you wrote it right on the fly.
Arroz con pollo is what I made for dinner this week.
Yum.
I'm sure it had nothing on your mother's.
So
Yeah,
good.
the synchronicities in that. Wow.
Yes, that's what I was thinking about.
Right. And coming up next, we got Kristi Scribbles.
Okay, so I have my book, Sacred Elements of Me. I'm a channeling poet, so I wrote a book channeling the elements. And this is from the water section of the book. Underneath the surface. I sit down today, and I close my mind and open my heart. And the ocean comes into play, and the feeling of the waves wash over me. And the feeling of the vastness carries me away into the sea, into the salty brine that holds so much, so many, so magic. As I float along the water's wave, I remember the memories, the sounds, the taste of salt inside of my mouth, and I consider the source of it all. And I start to feel choked up. And the ocean says, let it go, child. Let the salty tears of you into the salty sea of me. And I just let go. And the waves inside me start to get so rocky and start to overcome the swim that I can handle. And the panic sets in, and I can't seem to catch my breath, and the ocean starts to fill the insides of me. And I start to go down, and as the waves inside me start to pull me under, and I hear the ocean in the sweetest of voice say, allow it to wave, allow it to flow through you, allow yourself the release of all you hold inside you, release the control, release the control. And as soon as I give in, as soon as I let go, the waves start to flow and I am bobbing over them with ease. And the seagulls start chatting and the dolphins start singing and the whole ocean comes alive. And I decide to take the dive into the water, into myself, into the rough waves. And as I break the surface and my eyes adjust, I see everything that was below me as the ocean, it holds me. And we start to swim and explore and move. I am moving as the sea within me. I am moving as the tears without me, and I push through the scary, the dark corners, the sharks around me. And suddenly I find myself at this amazing tea party, where I seem to be the guest of honor, and they are all waiting on me to drink some tea at the bottom of the sea. So I pull up my chair that sits on one end, and I look around, and I see all the versions of me, and all the creatures of the sea, and they all start clapping and laughing and congratulating me, as I have made it. And I am here. As the orca does loops around the table and the jellyfish lights up the party with their luminescent glow, and the blowfish blow and the blow the candles atop the cake. And the shark is the DJ as the music plays, and the seahorse sings and the entire ocean rejoices and lends us their voices to the party, the music, and the celebration of me, this girl, who was almost taken under by the waves of anger, of regret, of grieving, of what-ifing, of why-meing, of not believing in the source of it all. And I feel the tears coming to mix my salt with the sea as the happy waves overtake me. And I hear ocean whisper, let it go, child, let it go. Thank you.
Oh, that was so beautiful. You inspired me. I think I'm going to close it off with my ocean poem now. Like, oh, it's a short, sweet one, but that was amazing. All right, so next up we got CP Mays. So yeah, CP, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself and bless us again, buddy.
Oh.
I was cardiac arrested for heart beating myself up with broken nevers boomeranging back, I love you. I was facing 2 charges of breaking and entering her cold shoulders, searching for an honest truth. Eventually, her honor dropped the charges. But other than that, I'm good. My family tree stumps. Granite planet gravel gospel rooted in gunshot ghettos, brain stems, no seeds. Dilapidated was the day of the month I was born in. My family raised cocaine and Abel for profits, the second coming of gods, coming in second waves of a 7-day high on the 1st and 15th of every month. I can still smell the stench of a 38 snub-nosed revolver in my urine. When my mother's water broke, it smelled of slumlord gutters and past due rent, busted veins, broken leases, and pawn shop tickets. Murders brought the family together more than any Easter Sunday ever could. My heartbeats are knocking on the door of a bomb scare, and I should be scared that I'm not. I should be scared that the truth and facts sometimes get sleepy and feel the need to lie down for rest. I should be scared that in 2004, my grandfather died not knowing how to read or write. My family tree is as ugly as a misunderstanding an egotistical God can't quite admit to. Our caskets are fashioned out of petrified shoulda, coulda, woulda, would. Our branches are off its trunks. Our pulse pumps pulp produced and push pain out of our skin as if sheets of paper riddled in tattooed ink. Skeleton bones fracture funny bones. For death, never been a beautiful joke jotted down in my family tree's fine print, using revelations as an updated resume. Lucifer became a highly trained lumberjack, using Christ as a chainsaw to keep cutting my ugly family tree short.
Wow. Wow, bro.
Yes.
So powerful, man. Lucifer using Jesus to cut my family tree.
That got me right there, you know?
Yo. Yeah, and so I'm gonna try to end this on a little bit of a lighter note. This one's called The Ocean. The salt hits my flesh, the ocean grabs my soul, the water envelops my body, and I am happy. I've lost friends to this damn pool. I've pulled peoples from its jaws, white crackling teeth, fierce yet so beautiful. Untold stories lay deep within its bow. I love this place and its wicked ways, the sunshine creatures and those of shade. Sand on my skin, stuck like the memories. So many days and nights, good and bad. These waves have washed away so many tears, brought joy, laughter, smiles, and pain. Damn this place. I love it with all my heart.
You have these epic drop-offs, like these cliffhangers when you end your poem. I'm like, should I applaud? Should I go buy somebody a drink? I don't want to move. Like, you have these epic cliff jumps. I love it. I love it.
Thank y'all, man. Hey, thank y'all so much again for showing up. Yo, we had an amazing turnout tonight. We had some newcomers. I'm so glad y'all came through. Welcome to the Open Minds family. Y'all stuck it out with us, man. Like, yo, we will see you guys next Friday. Sfongo next Friday featuring, and then the following Friday after that, CP Maze. I love y'all, fam. Thank you so much for showing up. Welcome to Open Minds. And for y'all returning, thank you for returning. Much love and respect. Good night. Enjoy your weekends. We'll see y'all next Friday. Peace.
Thank you. Do you have thoughts? Do you wanna share them with me? I love you, oh loves. Oh, do you have thoughts? I'd like to share mine with you. Can we